Why don't freedom? Always jumping through. I'm so tangled, I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention. You never will. I will overanalyze and fall victim. Caught up in this perfection, pay attention. Yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. Just wanna be free, yeah. Free, yeah. Free, yeah. Hey, I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. You, I will never be alone. just wanna change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating.
Yo! Let's go! What is up? What's up, MFers? Let's go, baby!
Do you need
anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need like I need you? Like I need you.
I've got no place to be.
Oh,
My friend,
cut his wrist instead. There's your answer. You better save yourself or else. Nothing like success.
I would rather
Let's go, devil. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Let's go, yeet. Let's go. You're Lord Troll. Let's go, baby. A denial. These are not my words. Tell me where are mine? Most of the time, wet my face with reality, then commit me to breathe before I do it again. Do you need anything guitar. Oh yeah. Dude, how we doing? On a lovely Thursday. It's time for that 11 p.m. rock star, dude, Worthy. I saw what you said there. That was nice. Tommy, you got a certain kind of magic. It's crazy to hear people in my life say they recognize your voice. Oh, thank you, Worthy. Get it! Woo! Let's kick some ass! Here we go! Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Elf, let's go! Thank you, boss. Do you need? Let's go. Somebody asked about the music. I got something special cooked up that hopefully you're going to be able to buy that music. My birthday is in 2 weeks from now, a little less than 2 weeks. 12 days, 13 days. And we are going to, I'm going to try to make a little something available by then. Let's go. Dude, Frog for president 2028. Oh, dude, best intro. Dude, best intro in political streaming. No? What do you think? Dude, I'm serious. I think I have the best. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I have the greatest intro of any currently living political streamer out there. Hands down. There's nobody can fucking touch me on the intro, dude. Nobody. I'm living that, dude. I'm going to own that shit. Nobody can touch me. Dude, we got a birthday? Dude, your birthday? Let's go, dude. Steve, happy birthday, boss. Yeah, my birthday is coming up in 12 days. 13 days. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Let's go. Dude, why is my shit not recording? All right, hold on. Let me get my shit set up here. There we go. All right, there we go. Now we're good. Now we're golden. Now we're rolling. Dude, Tennessee Brando has a cool outro. Nice. Dude, I like that guy. Dude, Charlie Kirk and George Floyd. Dude, I can't wait. We get to celebrate George Floyd's birthday every day now. Oh my God. So we're probably going to start up. I feel like the place to start, guys, is with that absolutely batshit fucking Antifa video. Oh my God, dude. Did you guys see that thing? Like, I have been memeing this thing all day. I've been using that crazy picture of Katie Davis Court to like meme it. I also have to show you last night, get the body bags, people. Last night, I got into a Twitter thing with this right-wing influencer from Texas, and I just bodied this woman. Oh, fuck, dude. She disappeared. She went MIA, dude. It's a body bag moment that I'm going to share with you. I don't know if you've heard of this woman, but her name, she calls herself online Sarah is Censored, but she goes by Sarah. Her name is Sarah Fields. She's a right-wing influencer who was like part of the anti-Bud Light. She came to fame during the Bud Light shit. And dude, I just laid her out so bad that she just disappeared from the internet. I don't think she'll ever interact with me online again. Dude, it was so worthy. You know what's funny too is I feel like the universe brought this here. You know why? Because I went looking for the tweet. Like the tweet started with me responding to David Medina. And he is an influencer here that Benny and Nick Sortor used. And then he didn't get invited to the round table because he's got a Latin last name, right? They weren't going to bring a guy named Medina to the fucking Trump round table. But anyway, so I looked for that tweet yesterday and I couldn't find it. And then I just let it go. But then she replied to it later and she and I got into it last night. So maybe we should start there. Okay. Should we start with that tweet? I'm telling you, dude, let me fucking pull this because this is just so good, dude. All right. Let me get it set up. And, you know, she'll be back as Sarah Uncensored. Yeah, she's going to be back as Sarah, like, fucking gone. Sarah's gone. Sarah doesn't work here anymore. Dude, this shit was so good, bro. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, all right. Okay. So here's what it started with. Okay, you ready? Let me take you through this. Okay, so it started with this David Medina tweet right here. And again, he's this like Portland right winger. Okay. And he said, many have reached out and asked why I wasn't invited to the White House roundtable with these guys because David Medina had been showing Benny and Nick around. He took Benny and Nick and introduced them basically to everyone in Portland. Okay, David Medina did. And then they didn't invite him to the round table. They used him and fucking, you know, spat him out. Okay, they took like Andy No and Katie Davis Court and all these TPUSA guys. Okay, so now what I did was I replied to him and said, you weren't invited because you're not white, but you will still shill for them. Unbelievable. Now, as you can see by the reactions here, they didn't like that comment. Some people got mad, right? But then here's what he says, he replies with the typical thing these Christian weirdos do. It is literally true. But he said, love you, man, is what he said. This guy doesn't love me, okay? This guy is so anti-leftist and such a bullshit artist, liar. Like, this guy's a total fucking scumbag, right? But he says, love me, man. You're wrong here, but still all love here, okay? Now, here's where it gets good. Because I shot back saying, you don't love me. Fuck you. You behave like a disgusting, divisive piece of shit for most of your days. Don't fucking pull the arrogant, I love you shit. You're trash being used by white supremacists. Okay, now, here is where Sarah decided to get involved. Okay, now again, if we look at Sarah Fields, all right, let me just give you an introduction to her so you know. Sarah, she calls herself Sarah is Censored. Okay, Sarah is Censored. And so a while back, she did this thing. Let me look it up here. She had this a while back, dude. She became this thing in a couple years ago around Bud Light and Disney, right? That was her claim to fame, was being this fucking, right? Was, you know, she had a moment in the sun where she like blew up online and the BBC interviewed her, and she's, of course, a anti-LGBTQ freak, okay? But she had her big moment a couple years ago. And of course, the Sarah is Censored is part of their whole self-flagellation, like, oh, I'm so oppressed. Everybody's silencing me. Oh, poor me. Oh, I'm so oppressed. Oh, with this boot, right? But anyway, so she gets involved and she says, triggered, okay? And of course, she has like 400,000 followers. So she ratioed me with the triggered, right? Now, you ready for this? Watch this, guys. So I said, you're the one who's triggered, but you should probably stick to grifting off Gives and Goes and talking about demonic spirits, you dumb fuck. Okay? Because she's talks a lot about how if you're a leftist, you're demonic. You're possessed by demonic spirits. And she started a GoFundMe because she was like getting sued for breaking the law in Texas. And she started a GoFundMe like, oh my God, they're falsely prosecuting me. They're targeting me, right? She uses a GoFundMe to try and make money. But now watch this, okay? Watch what her reply is to this, because she said, LOL, and she sent the meme, triggered, I'm so triggered. Okay, you ready? Well, it turns out that I remember Sarah is censored because I remember the controversy she was involved with. So then I hit back with LOL, nice child endangerment charges. What a dumb bitch, right? You can't parent a kid, but you meme good. Fucking pathetic, right? And then I included a shot of her arrest record, right? And also a shot with her photograph and her court trial case, because again, I had remembered who she was, right? So, dude, boom, right back at you, Sarah. Now, here's where it gets good, because then I replied under that and I said, it took me a minute, right, to remember who you were because you're ultimately forgettable, but I knew that was you, right? And then, dude, she went dark. Like, if you look at it, guys, she didn't reply. She went dark. So I'm like, wait, Sarah, where did you go? No more memes? Dude, oh shit. And then like, dude, look at these guys. Dude, this guy's like, holy shit, you ended her. Best thing on the site today. Dude, somebody else called me an insane freak. This guy says, it's enraging, isn't it? Posting so hard and hoping for a scrap of recognition, but it never comes. In the end, it turns out that you're just some schmuck that could be thrown into a volcano. And no one would even notice. Dude, how fucking specific, bro. Some schmuck that could be thrown into a volcano and no one would even notice. Oh my God, isn't that funny? Dude, that is like so specific, bro. Oh, fuck. Isn't that funny? Oh. But yeah, so she got absolutely bodied. And I mean, because I love this, because not only did I drop the hammer with her real life like story, which is like, dude, she's a scoundrel. She's a fraud. But then me telling her how forgettable she is and like being like, yo, can we get some more memes? Oh, dude, this guy right here, dude, holy shit. You ended her. Indeed. Oh man, dude, so that's what I was doing last night at like fucking 4 a.m., bro. While I was editing, I just fucking erased her, bro. But there she is. Right? Child endangerment. Of course. Right? Of course. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is the people who get arrested for child endangerment, and they're the ones that then become like, ooh, now I'm going to tell all of you how to raise your kids. How to like, ooh, I'm going to monitor all your children. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, dude, I enjoyed this like more than anything, bro. I mean, dude, shitting on Maga is like, it's like the Fortnite days, dude. I boxed her up, dude, and fucking 200 pump right there, boss. You know what I mean? Oh, fuck. Dude, and again, though, this is her, right? She was fighting woke corporate America. You know what I'm saying? That's her having her big BBC article that, you know, in 2023, she was a big thing attacking Bud Light. But, you know, she's out there about leave the kids alone, save the children, but she's a terrible fucking parent, right? Who had child endangerment charges because, you know what I'm saying? Dude, you can fix her. Dude, you like that? You into that? You know, you find her attractive. It's all right. Dude, she's in Texas. You should go give it a shot. Dude, shoot your shot there, 1 star. Oh, man, that was satisfying. But yeah, I mean, if you look at her page, dude, her page is, she says parent-child advocate, right? That's what she is, right? Constitutionalist, investigative journalism, parent-child advocate with child endangerment charges. But she like gives and goes, right? Because, you know, she's getting sued for, you know, using deceptive methods to get information, right? And of course, she is, you know, talking about Antifa terrorism. There she is. Let's hear her voice.
The left are so predictable.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, nice.
The left are so predictable.
Yeah, dude, she went MIA, baby. Yeah, dude, let's go. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate you for being my nightly entertainment. And I'm going to make a video about your dumbass too. You know what I'm saying? Dude, these MAGA influencers are fucking, you know, they are like a dime a dozen. You know what I'm saying? They are a dime a dozen, baby. Let's go. Oh, shit. All right. So that I thought was pretty entertaining, dude. Triggered. Oh. Hi, Sarah. Hi. As Alina Haba would say, hi. I'm a big fan. Right? I'm a big fan of your court records. All right. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, dude. Oh, shit. So that was fucking, that made my day, right? It did, guys. It fucking made my day. Be best. Be best. It's so good. Oh, shit. Dude, it made my day, though. That's how we got started. And I had to go to bed early because I had a massage today. I had an early, like my massage time was like moved up a couple hours, right? But so, dude, let's transition, okay? Let's transition for Sarah is censored. We are now all, because it's transgender for everybody, we're all going to transition over to the fucking batshit White House video, dude. This thing, unfucking believable, bro. This video, guys, I have never seen anything like this, bro. Oh my God. Have you guys watched this? Right? Transgender for everyone, guys. Okay? If you haven't gotten your transgender yet, right? Transgender for everyone. Dude, I've been memeing. Can I just show you? Can I just take you through how I've been memeing because of this stuff? Like, for example, we got to look at my replies. I've been memeing this face, okay? Right? Here, let me read you some of these. Like, one of them is, that video was so amazing. I found Antifa in my vacuum cleaner. I have them trapped in the bag. Come get them soon. 𝗵𝗙𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗀. They are trying to break out now. Snow puppies, let's go. Right? So she's got Antifa in the vacuum cleaner. But dude, I think this is a new meme. This one's good. You ready? That White House Antifa video got me like, dude, here's one. Dude, look at this. Dude, Antifa took over my Roku, and now every show on every station has only transgender characters. Can I please report them to 𝗵𝗙𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗀 and my remote control? That is Antifa too. Dude, Elf, let's go. Oh, shit. You ignored who a while ago? Dude, you like that? 𝗵𝗙𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗀. Isn't that great? I coined that phrase today, guys. 𝗵𝗙𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗀, right? All right, we saw the Roku one. I think this is another good one right here, dude. Antifa has taken over my air fryer. Everything I cook comes out with a penis on it. Dude, please send 𝗙𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗀 to help arrest my Antifa air fryer. Dude, you got to be careful of those Antifa air fryers. All right? Seriously, I put in like a chicken breast and it came out with like a 4-inch penis on it. Dude, I don't know. Transgender for everyone, right? Chicken. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Oh, shit. Isn't that crazy? Oh, my God, dude. I can't get enough of her weirdness. All right, but anyway, did she sell the Jesus toast? No, she didn't sell the Jesus toast, did she? What's the Jesus toast? So she's in this video, okay? That is this person right here, her name is Katie Daviscourt, and she is a journalist. She's a post-millennial, like Looney Tunes 4chan person who's been covering the Portland protest at the ICE facility since the summertime. But she's insane, right? She thinks there's like demons in her vacuum cleaner and shit like that. She is totally whacked out, but she did get to meet with Trump and she is part of this video. So someone was swinging a flagpole at the thing and she walked next to them and I guess the flagpole hit her. And then she probably put a little makeup on there too. But again, dude, a friend of mine went to the ICE facility and he posted a picture on his Instagram that had some of the characters dancing, the blow up, like the unicorn and shit dancing. And my friend, Brett, said his post was like, there's nothing going on here. It's like a typical protest. There's like food, people are dancing, there's music. The only bad vibes are the right-wing influencers that are trying to pick fights with everybody. And that's literally what it is at all of these, is you have a group of Portland residents who don't like oppression, who show up and they fucking do their thing. And then the right-wingers come and they try to start fights. Okay, they try to walk through the camp. They try to they steal people's flags. They do whatever they can to try to create a scenario so then they can put it on their fucking video and be like, violence. They're being violent. I'm being oppressed. My pee-pee hurts. Come help me. Dude, if demons are going to be anywhere, it's the vacuum cleaner. Yeah, no shit, dude. Underwear drawer. Foment. Dude, they use foment in this video, Nick. You will be happy to know that foment is in this video. All right, you ready? Dude, you ready for this? Watch this video, though. Because, guys, we got to talk about this video because it's like, I can't figure out who the target audience is for this video. I mean, this is literally like what I said about it was, I was like, dude, this is the worst after-school special that I have ever seen in my entire life. Like, hands down. It is the worst after-school special you're ever going to see. Like, the music is really dramatic. The people are like, oh, so dramatic. Dude, you ready? Watch this. All right, here we go. Let's watch it. Let's watch. Here we go.
Antifa beats journalists. Antifa attacks our police stations. They attack our courthouses. They dox our law enforcement officers. No more. They are a terrorist group, and we are coming after them.
We are here at the White House today to unmask Antifa, to follow the money all the way to the top. If you want to get to the bottom of who is fomenting this chaos and violence in our country, you must follow the money.
I was a mainstream reporter in Seattle for 10 years before I quit mainstream media, in part due to its refusal to acknowledge the dangers of Antifa and radical left-wing violence.
Part of the problem that we have is that a lot of people refuse to believe that Antifa is real. It is just a made-up thing, but I have seen them. They are real, they are dangerous, and they are violent.
They're in the room with me now.
Organized, systemic, international criminal enterprise. And what the FBI is going to do is trace the money, follow the funds and find every single person that was involved in funding the riots and the violent acts of criminality that they are perpetrating on our street.
I've watched Antifa brutally beat, harass, and threaten Americans in the street, but all of that ends with the Trump administration.
I was brutally attacked and almost killed by Antifa in the streets of Seattle. All of my colleagues have been attacked. I can't think of a single one who hasn't. Violence against journalists and police officers on the streets can't stand.
Just days ago, I was in the Portland jailhouse, and now I'm in the White House. This administration is built different.
You're in a clown
and Antifa's
suit.
days are numbered.
And I want to thank President Donald Trump for designating Antifa a terrorist organization, and I'm looking forward to the FBI and the DOJ hunting down these people like the terrorists that they are.
All I gotta say, it's a bad day to be Antifa.
And Antifa's days of using violence and intimidation against their political opposition are over.
And I've continued
Dude, we have another minute of this, guys.
Despite the threats of violence and actual violence that's happened, because I owe a thank you to this country, the United States, for settling my parents who were
fucking weirdo.
victims of communism in Vietnam.
1 month ago, Charlie Kirk was murdered by a violent leftist. We all saw it, and we all saw thousands of leftists celebrate.
Fuck Charlie Kirk!
Antifa symbols were found on the bullet casings of the gun used to shoot and kill my friend.
We won't take it anymore. President Trump is not going to stand for it. And I'm so grateful that we have a leader in the White House that understands how we need to fight these sophisticated networks and how we need to take these terrorists out.
I've been attacked by Antifa, doxxed by Antifa, harassed by Antifa, but we're not standing down. We're now coming for you.
Oh, dude. Dude. Isn't that funny? Like, bro, what is that video, dude? Is that not like the craziest? Like, who's their target audience for that? Right? You know what I'm saying? Who is their target audience? Now, I will say this, okay? There's no such thing as Antifa, but there are like well-known protesters that are part of the like resistance movement that are all going into hiding right now, obviously, because these wingnuts are trying to get them arrested as Antifa, right? Because anybody who's a known protester, right? Like anybody who's like a Greta Thunberg, but here in fucking the Pacific Northwest, now these people can turn them into the government. And the government is going to try to do the sandwich throw, 30 years at them or whatever for bullshit, because Antifa is now a woke designation. It's a label, right? Remember how I said that they were going to give people a label called indigent? And then if you're indigent, you go to a work camp? That's kind of what this is. Now they have a label called Antifa, that anyone who is suspected of being Antifa, they can like arrest them and shake them down. Even if they can't hold them, or even if they can't charge them with anything, they can like pull them in, shake them down, make their life a living hell, hold them for a long time while they fucking investigate and just otherwise abuse their rights. Okay, that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to scare resistors into complying or to like disappearing. But dude, that video though, I was like watching that video and I was like, who is their target audience? Right? Because all of those people in there are like right-wing fake journalist clowns. Okay, Cam Higby. Like, come on, dude. All of these people are sensationalist fucking weirdos. And they got invited to the president to talk to the president because the president is a 4chan fucking weirdo with 34 felony counts, right? But you think people are going to watch that video and be like, oh man, Antifa is really real. Like, oh yeah, I'm convinced now, right? Like, dude, it is so wild. Now, for me, what I did, guys, I did decide, since I have my little, I am the assistant to the assistant regional manager at Antifa. Okay. I did go ahead and send a message to Pam Bondi saying, hello, AG Pam Bondi. as you can see, I am the assistant to the assistant regional manager for Antifa, and I'd be happy to show you around, show you how we make everyone transgender and protest stuff. If you want to speak to the manager, I can set that up too. Hit me up. And I did show her my little credentials. All right. I have not heard back from her yet. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right. I'm hoping to hear from 𝗙𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗀, and maybe she and I can go out and, I don't know, hit the clubs or something. Right. You know what I mean? We'll go hit the clubs, dude. Dude, Harley's girl. Let's go. Oh, shit. Dude, should we do a dance party goal? Let's get it. Dude, let's go. Somebody replied to it. Somebody said a single person didn't found Antifa and has no central leader. It's a loosely organized movement of dorks who share far left views, such as being pro-LGBTQ and pro-immigration. It's still a thing, and it's still a terrorist org. Cope and seethe. All right. Dude, he told me, dude. Bill the Butcher really ripped me a new one. All right. Thanks, Bill. Thank you, Billy. Good job. Dude, I guess my job, he's telling me I don't have my job, that the regional manager is not the regional manager. I don't know what he's trying to say. Dude, I think he's suspect. Hold on, let me see here. All right, there we go. Sorry, guys. I've been sneezy today. Dance party goal. There it is. There the goal, baby. 59 minutes. We got this. I'm not anti-fascist anymore. I have to join again. Fuck, bro. Dude. So it's not anti-fascism. It's just pro-LGBTQ. Dude, Breckos. Let's go, baby. Dude, I love how this guy took the time to explain to me what Antifa is, that it's a loosely organized movement. Dude, cats are people. Let's go. Oh, that was very nice. Wasn't it? It was very nice of Bill the Butcher. All right. Yeah, dude. What are our thoughts on that video, though? Is that video like, is that like fucking, does that stir you up? Does that get you going? Right? That video? I thought that video was pretty wild, bro. The word snow puppies echoes in the distance. Let's go, Sam. Appreciate you, boss. Dude. Moms for Liberty is a fucking loosely organized thing. Dude, Elf, let's go, baby. Get the party started, we will. See, I think, though, guys, I really, like, a lot of the right-wing groups have been, you know, called hate groups, okay? Moms for Liberty, the Proud Boys, there's a lot of, you know, Human Events, Jack Posobiec's fucking, shit show. So I think they obviously, like, them being identified as hate groups is very embittering to them. So I think they're just, like, desperate to have a marker for us, right? They need a marker for us that, you know what I'm saying? That an indicator where now they're like, I think everything about this is like them being upset. See, here's the thing is those groups like Moms for Liberty, it is a hate group. Okay. Why is it a hate group? Because what it does is it chooses a group of people to ostracize. And then the entire group is spent going into every space they can to try and demonize, dehumanize, and get the rights removed of the group that they're targeting, which is the definition of a hate group. Okay? If you have a group that you're targeting and you're trying to restrict their rights and you're using religion to fucking say, or some other morality scale, right? The book burners, absolutely. Okay? You are trying to restrict people's rights. That is a hate group. Okay? So a number of their organizations have been targeted as hate groups because that's what they do. So they're mad about that. Like, they don't want to accept the fact that they are engaging in hate behavior. And part of it is because their religion makes them believe that they're entitled to behave that way, right? Because we're just mere mortals and they're yucking it up with our creator. So therefore, we don't know what the hell we're talking about because the creator put them on their task and they're here to save us from ourselves. They're like so arrogant and so like power mongering, you know? So they don't want to accept the fact that they are a hate group because they feel like they're entitled to be hateful as long as it's in the name of their Bible and their Jesus and their morality, which is really Looney Tunes considering that Jesus was all about not being hateful at all, right? Yeah, self-righteous and very judgmental, which is crazy because even if what they're saying, even if God is judging people the way they think he is, it's not for them to be the judge. It's for God to be the judge. They're supposed to love them and be good and take care of them and treat them like everybody else. And they're supposed to let God fucking mete out the judgment. But they are like, they've taken on the role of God through osmosis. And so now their thing, you kind of hate birthdays, mine as well. Let's go, Elf. Dude, let's go. Dude, I like birthdays. I do. I've always been kind of afraid to have a birthday party though, because I'm afraid nobody would show up. And I had a childhood thing once where I was playing like a D&D type game with some older kids when I was in 7th grade. And I used to go to this older kid's house to play that with them. And then I created an adventure for that group and was like, you guys should come over to my house. And they all said they were going to come. And we had snacks and sodas and all this shit. And I prepared this whole campaign for everybody to play and nobody showed up. And I was like so heartbroken. So I've kind of been afraid to have a birthday party since then, to be perfectly honest with you. Isn't that weird? Like held on to this little 7th grade heartbreak. Dude, you know, I was so bummed because I like had set this shit up, dude. And I was like so sad that nobody showed up. Not one, dude. But so one day I'm going to have a birthday party again, too. I'm going to have to confront that shit at some point. But so to get back to this here, so now I believe that they, in their upset about their hate group nature being identified and them being called out and them suffering the consequences of getting kicked off platforms and losing jobs or whatever. So now they have a goal to generate this Antifa designation to declare Antifa. Now they can declare us, any one of us they want, a terrorist organization. You protest, you're Antifa. You're pro-Palestine, you're Antifa. Right? Anti-capitalism, Antifa. You say bad about Trump, Antifa. You defend trans people, Antifa. Right? It's the new woke. It is the new, like, non-definable term that they can slap on everybody, okay, and apply it to us. And now I think they're hoping they can use the government. Because here's one of the things that I would like to note before we move on here, is during this time, okay, I know you've seen this, during this time of like the protests or whatever, after Charlie Kirk died, all of the right-wingers, the MAGA shitheads, kept posting, did we riot? We didn't burn anything. We just had vigils. We didn't commit any violence, right? And their implication was that when leftists, if something goes wrong, the leftists go out and start a riot and burn shit. And when something bad happens, they don't get violent. Dude, Brainsaw, let's go. Remember those Antifa soup cans dance party? Let's go. But here's what I would like to say about this, guys. is right-wingers, they did get violent at J6, but mostly, guys, right-wingers never get violent. You know why? Because the state does it for them, okay? They don't have to get violent because the police will come in and execute their violence, okay? Right? That's what happens. If we go protest a right-wing thing, they call the cops, and the cops come and fire pepper bullets into the leftists, okay? The cops go on the streets looking for people and shooting them unarmed, right? The cops let fucking Rittenhouse run around with a fucking assault rifle in an active protest. Like, they literally have the state doing the violence for them, okay? They have ICE running around terrorizing everyone who's brown, and anybody who even gets in their way gets a fake assault charge, okay? That's literally their violence. Their violence is committed on behalf of them by the state every day, dude. You know what I'm saying? And yes, ACAB, absolutely. All right, there we go. That's my spiel, baby. So let's check in, dude. We have 6 of 15, guys. We have 50 minutes left, all right? And we need 9 more. Just checking in. We're going to check in every so often. But yeah, dude, I saw that video, and I was like, holy shit, that video is batshit. Dude, Martine, dance the night away. We will indeed. Let's go. Thank you, Martine. All right, so there's been another thing going on, right? I don't know if you saw 𝗦𝗙𝗀𝗏, but he's gotten into it with some of these clowns, okay? Because 𝗙𝗏𝗏, who's one of these fucking weirdos, right? 𝗙𝗏𝗏 posted, dude, oh my God, this is amazing. I love that, dude. That is so good, dude. We saw that video. I'm going to save that, though. We're going to revisit that. So it was 𝗙𝗏𝗏 that did, where was he? He did, because these guys, obviously, because they went to the White House, Trump invited all these idiots to the White House. So they have been like tooting their own horn, okay? They have been tooting their own horn. These guys have, all right? And let me find it. All right, let me just go to the fucking top here. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So 𝗙𝗏𝗏 posted this picture and said the future of journalism is bright, is what he said, okay? And here he is over here, clown fucking 𝗙𝗏𝗏. So these guys are the future of journalism. Now, again, these guys aren't journalists, okay? I think only one of them maybe has a degree in journalism. None of them follow the ethics guidelines of like having confirmed sources, having verified sources. They don't verify information before they share it. They will share like things that they know are lies, okay? They sensationalize everything. They are hyper partisan. Like nobody gets more partisan. Paid by Russia. Yeah, paid by, I mean, just in general, they're all funded by dark money. Remember how everyone was like, oh, you know, oh, chorus, dark money, oh, right? I mean, dude, there's a little dark money out there, but these guys are all funded by super shady, right-wing Christian, okay? They're all theological. Now, they do have one Savannah Hernandez, all right? And then this guy is slightly, you know, Hispanic, and then they have 2 somewhat Asian representatives. And everybody else is lily white. Dude, travelers, let's go. Okay, so there's not a lot of diversity. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And so they do have 4, so I guess 1/3. All right, we'll give them 30% diversity. We'll give them that. All right, we'll give them that. They're a tiny bit diverse. But again, though, right, is they're not actually journalists. Okay, they're not. Like I think the only one that actually has a journalism degree, I think, is Savannah or maybe Brandy. It might be two of them. I'm pretty sure one of these two, maybe both, have a journalism degree. Now, again, dude, clown, let's go. Now, having a journalism degree certainly doesn't make you a journalist, but at least having a journalism degree means you've gone through a cycle of education that teaches you about the ethics of journalism, and you've certainly applied the ethics of journalism in the context of an educational environment where you were doing journalism, like on the school paper, etc. Okay? And so you've at least experienced what it's like to do journalism under journalistic ethics. Like, for example, I would never call myself a journalist, okay? Me. I would not call myself a journalist because I am a hyper-partisan, and you can be a hyper-partisan journalist, but you should try to be somewhat nonpartisan. I am like 100% partisan. I exaggerate and I do confirm shit, of course, but I do sensationalize. I'm a commentator, okay? I am a color commentator on politics and an instigator. I am definitely an instigator, right? But I would never call myself a journalist because I don't adhere to the journalistic standards. Okay, I adhere, though, to more of the journalistic standards, right? I adhere to more journalistic standards than they do. Okay, I do. I'm more of a journalist than anybody out there. But anyway, so Mehdi Hassan said, right, here's what I did. I posted on there, journalism. Dude, I'm getting a lot of miles out of fucking Katie Davis Court, bro. Oh, man. Right? Oh, man. And, right? And so, but Mehdi said, LOL, none of these people are journalists. Okay? That's what Mehdi said. He said, none of these people are journalists. And now, guys, he's not wrong. Okay? Hold on. Dude, he's not wrong. All right. So, but they did not take kindly to this, guys. Let's see if we can look at some of the fucking quote tweets here. How do you do that? I can't remember how you do that again. Oh, you have to go up here. You have to view the engagements. Here we go. Oh my God, dude, somebody hot dogged it. Dude, that's amazing. So let's see. Dude, oh fuck. All right. I guess these are too many small ones. Let's just look up the word journalist and we'll find them, I'm sure. Right? Pantifa? Let's go. So all right. Yeah, so here's what we got. They're alt-right, far-right, fascist-friendly psychophants. Nick Sortor, Cam Higbee, Jonathan Cho, Andy Nogue, Katie Davis Court, James Klug. I'm not really familiar with him. Savannah Hernandez, Nick Shirley, Brandy Cruz, Jack Posobiec, and Julio Rosas, which is this guy right here. Many credentials from the outlets by the post-millennial town hall. And of course, Jack Posobiec has his own fucking media company, Human Events, okay? But now look, watch what they were saying. Okay, so Savannah said, sir, I literally have a journalism degree and have broken stories that have made primetime television multiple times. Now, we do have to ask ourselves if the story she broke in, did they make Fox News? Did they make Newsmax? Did they make OANN? Right? I don't think she's broken a story that went on a legitimate news cycle, a news network, because Fox News doesn't verify their sources. They make shit up. They do. $787 million fine, guys, for Smartmatic, right? or not Smartmatic, for dude, Dominion, right? Tucker Carlson getting fired. Dude, they do that all the time. They even argued in court. We're not news. We're entertainment. So Fox doesn't count. Newsmax, same shit. Dude, Trumpies run Newsmax. Okay, OANN, my God, dude, they have that fucking Natalie Winters chick is like, you know, InfoWars. Come on, guys. Breaking stories that end up on prime time on Fox News is not journalism. And she says, look at this. She says, by the way, this type of pretentious attitude that has led so many Americans to hate the mainstream media. But here's the deal, is like Americans don't hate the mainstream media, okay? They don't. I mean, they fucking, like, it's a talking point for these right-wingers, but there's only like 30% that really hate the mainstream media. And in fact, guys, okay, can I just show you something? Because look at this. We know that Elon Musk hates the mainstream media, right? You guys, you're aware that Elon Musk hates the mainstream media, okay? But look at this. Whenever there's a community note, okay, when there's a community note on somebody, right? What is the community note always? It's always the mainstream media, BBC.com, right? It's always the fucking mainstream media, right? You know what I'm saying? Nebraska Examiner. They don't community note with fucking Katie Davis-Court's tweet. They don't. They community note. They maybe, if she's talking about herself, they might use her own tweet against herself. But even Elon Musk, who says, I hate, you know, mainstream media, they use mainstream media as the foundation of truth to fuel their community note systems. So they're lying. They're fucking lying. They're disingenuous. They say, oh, the mainstream media is all lies. But when we community note shit, we only use the mainstream media as the fact checking. Why? Because they verify their shit. They verify their sources. You know what I mean? So that's what's pretty funny about it. Okay? Right? She said, this is why Americans hate the mainstream media. And look at what, if that was true, Savannah, you wouldn't be working for Turning Point USA. Dude, let's go. Get a nice dinner with your girlfriend, your son. Thank you, Elf. Let's go, boss. Although, Elf, I can't get a nice dinner with my son because you don't know this because you've been absent for like a week or so. But, dude, Bryce is in New York, man. He moved like, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Week and a half ago? Yeah, dude, he's living in New York as we speak. Dude, he's there. He may pop into chat. He's been popping into chat occasionally late night. But, dude, isn't that wild? Journalism degree from PragerU. Oh, man. So let's look at Savannah Hernandez, though. Let's look her up. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She probably has does she have a Wikipedia page? She does not have a Wikipedia page. Is this her? No, that's not her. But she works for Turning Point USA, okay? Dude, which is not a media organization. Right? She called, oh, here we go. She calls her PragerU. All right, you ready? Look at this. She's got a thing on PragerU, guys. And it says Savannah Hernandez. Sorry. I know, dude, PragerU is like, it's a propaganda outfit. Propaganda U. All right, Savannah Hernandez is a reporter and political commentator. Savannah's journalistic work often goes viral on social media, and because of her mission to expose the truth, regardless of how controversial it is, or to expose the truth as controversially as possible, let's be honest, She was permanently banned from Twitter in 2020, of course. On multiple occasions, her content has been front and center to some of the most important political and cultural events, including the current border crisis and the 2020 BLM protests. Across all platforms and channels, her content has been watched, heard, and downloaded over 20 million times. So she doesn't even have a big following. They're talking about the number of times her shit has been watched. Like she's had 20 million impressions or something. What the fuck? A tally that's growing rapidly. She has frequently appeared on Newsmax, ON, and Frontlines with Drew Hernandez. But where's her pedigree there? I didn't hear about her journalistic degree, right? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is her education? Where'd she get that journalism degree? She, let's see. Oh, here we go. She got a journalism education from New Mexico State, dude. Oh, dude, that's hilarious, bro. All right. So she got a journalism degree from New Mexico State. Now, guys, I don't want to diss New Mexico State because good for her. She went to New Mexico State. She got a degree. Good for her. Okay? I think she should be proud of it. And New Mexico's a great state. But at the end of the day, though, dude, if you're really a journalist, you want to be doing journalism at a well-known school, right? You would go to some school where there's a fucking, you know, there is, right, where there's alumni, right? You go to a good journalism school so you get connected with the alumni and you get to fucking bounce your ideas off like the best in the business, okay? Right? But she went to New Mexico State. She got a degree. New Mexico State's not hard to get in. Good, you know, it's not hard to get into, right? Your degrees, I think it's great. You want to be your degrees? I'm not going to diss getting a degree, but I'm just saying that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you're going to call yourself a fucking journalist, but you graduated from a college that has no journalist alumni, and it's not a well-known, like, reputable journalist program, you know, I don't know, man. And you work at TPUSA, I think that's a fucking stretch, okay? I would say instead of her calling herself a journalist, she could say, you know, I got a degree in journalism. But, like, dude, I think you need to be, like, I don't know. I think being a journalist means doing it professionally and having some experience with high-level professional journalism, you know? Do you know what I mean? Yes, but, you know, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I'll give you an example, guys. Okay, you ready? So when I was 40, I went to film school. Okay, I went to the Art Institute. It's a film school. You get in without a portfolio. They accept everybody. Okay, pretty much they'll accept everybody unless you're a total hosehead. But I went to film school there. Okay, now I went to film school. I chose not to graduate because it was really expensive and the quality of education was like minuscule. So I left after a year. I made some connections. I got out and started working in the film world, right? But the thing about it is if I had gone and gotten a degree there, I would not have considered that to be an actual film school degree. It would have been a degree in film from the Art Institute, but it wouldn't have been going to a fucking film school because the teachers there were not film professionals. There was no alumni. There was no like rigorous, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a real film school will have a rigorous, like they have a group of alumni that are like seeing your senior film. So your shit is getting judged by people who actually have 20 years of experience in the industry. We're talking UCLA, USC, NYU. You know, there are some others, but that's like a real film school, okay? Now, I would have gotten a film degree at the Art Institute, but that's different than actually going to film school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, let's go, Sam. Who scored it? I don't know, but I did use that music. I can tell you who I did by looking at my first video. You ready? Watch this. I'm going to show you. who scored it, Alfred Hitchcock. You ready? I got the answer for you right here because my very first video right here, which I have to stop, but it was it not that Bernard Herrmann, right? Right there, Bernard Herrmann. That's funny that you mentioned Psycho. You know what I'm saying? You know, there you go. Yeah, that's funny. My very first political punk video on March 8th of last year was about Katie Britt, and I used Bernard Herrmann. Bernard for the win. But anyway, so you see what I mean? That's my thing about, like, you know, like, I don't know, dude. You know, but again, she works for Turning Point USA. Okay, she's a contributor with TP USA. Okay, and TP USA is not a fucking news entity. Okay, it's not a paper. It is not a news channel. It is not a news network. Turning Point USA is a money laundering scheme for right-wing billionaires, and it is a propaganda arm of the Heritage Foundation and the Manhattan Project and the Koch brothers. And right, it is like, you know what I'm saying? That's not journalism, you know? But yes, no, I know, Elf, like going to Juilliard, like going and getting that type of education, you are absolutely getting that, you know. Right? But again, guys, you know, when we look at something like, look at Savannah, okay? Her picture is her and Tucker Carlson hanging out, photographing. Now, Tucker Carlson got fired from Fox News Entertainment because he maintained a lie that he knew was a lie in his fucking, you know, his text messaging and email show that he knew it was a lie, and he didn't even like doing it, but he fucking continued this lie about the election in order to help Donald Trump, in order to, like, maintain, you know, a fucking, you know, a grip over right-wing voters, okay, and maintain a false narrative. He did that for years, almost $1 billion in the settlement, right? So this guy, dude, like, you can't hang out with Tucker Carlson and call yourself legitimate. If you were hanging out with Tucker Carlson, you were hanging out with a known liar, cheater, defamer. You know what I'm saying? You, like, this guy is never going to be a fucking actual journalist. He's just not. He is a propagandist, okay? And this is going to segue us into this other shit because 𝗙𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗶, her new favorite guy is like Tucker Carlson now. And why? Because he hates Jews. And 𝗙𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗶 is like over the hill on her anti-Jewish thing. Man, the video we're going to watch, dude, unbelievable. The shit Anna, like, even Cenk Uygur was like, holy shit. Yeah, dude, Anna went off the fucking deep end. Like, off the deep end, bro. We're going to get into that in a minute. Like, she's like gone. Dude, even Cenk Uygur was like, holy fucking shit. Like, what are we doing here? But yeah, so these guys they did not take well to this, right? To Mehdi calling him out. Oh man, dude. Let's look at some of these. So Cam Higby, okay, this guy, he says he's a personality at Today is America, right? There we go. Inspiring free thinking news and commentary. He says field reporting for like nobody. Dude, crash out. Let's go, Kev. All right, guys. Dude, we need 3 more, guys. We got 27 minutes. We're killing it. No problem, dude. Thank you, Crash Out. Oh. So Cam Higby is one of these guys that started the Fearless debates or whatever. They're trying to be the new Charlie Kirk, my people missed you suckers, start a dance goal. Les, we have a dance goal going already, right? We do, right? We do have a dance goal going. Oh, you guys can't see it. That's 13. 13 and 15, right? There we go. I'll fucking put it down right there. There it is. I'll bring it down so you guys can see it. 13 and 15, we got this. But yeah, so 𝗙𝗵𝗃 is starting this new propaganda college thing where they've already been kicked off universities and shit. But so look what he did, okay? Because he, where did he do it? He said, oh yeah, he posted a picture. He took a picture with Mehdi Hasan. And look at how uncomfortable Mehdi looks here. Dude, crash out. Let's go, baby. Dude, let's go. Dude, let's go. Dancing, dancing, dancing. That's it. We got it. Oh. But look at how awkward. Like, I guess he saw Mehdi Hasan in a restaurant. Sam, let's go. Yeah, it's good to see you guys who've been absent for a while. Elf, I haven't seen you in ages. But yeah, Elf, I take it you did hear what I said about how Bryce is in New York. Dude, he's doing it. He's out there fucking making it happen. But look, so 𝗙𝗵𝗃 saw Mehdi Hasan and was like, oh my God, dude, just for him to get a slice of pizza, let's go, dude. I'll make that happen, boss. Let's go. Right? So he says, like, dude, look at how uncomfortable fucking Mehdi looks. How he's like, all right, I'll take a picture. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. And he's like, oh, Mehdi Hasan, a real journalist. But look what he's saying. He's like, scandal. Mehdi Hasan pictured with far-right extremists. But dude, doesn't he look uncomfortable? Right? Doesn't he look uncomfortable? Because I even said, I was like, dude, he looks uncomfortable. Like he took the pic to be nice, but he can smell your rapey MAGA vibes from like all the way across the room, bro. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's just no fucking, right? He's just not fucking comfortable there. Yeah, you could tell he doesn't want to take a picture with him, you know? Yeah, and he said, so we aren't real journalists. Why does every mainstream network reach out to us when they want to write an article or cover riots? Weird, almost like we're doing the job we're too afraid to. Oh, yeah. He's like, I'm not a real journalist, but real journalists text me when they need to write a story. Dude, I even chimed in here and was like, dude, you all spend too much time trying to prove your credentials, right? That's how we know you don't have any, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they're insecure ambulance chasers who make themselves the story. Okay, now the reason when he asking why did journalists contact them when shit is going on, you know why? Because they know those guys are going to be in there starting some shit. So they know if they go and talk to the shit starters, right? They know that every time there's a protest, these guys show up like ambulance chasers and they start creating drama and creating newsworthy, click-worthy fucking reality TV content. So they contact them and say, all right, give me what you got, because the journalists use them as like a media source, right? When it's legitimate, or they use them to confirm or deny other shit. But it's because they make themselves the fucking story, right? And here they are, dude. Now he's out on this like college tour or whatever, and they're already crying about it. Fearless debates, right? This is what they do. You ready? Look at this shit. We got to see this because these guys are fucking crazy. I mean, dude, they call it the Fearless Tour, but like, look, deport all illegals now. Let's talk, right? Send a National Guard to Chicago. Let's talk, right? Dude, they just do like stupidest low-level shit, right? Where like, you know what I'm saying? All cultures are not equal. Some are superior. Right? You know what I mean? May money. Let's go. I can't sleep, but I'm glad to be here. Happy 33rd birthday to me on 10/11. Didn't sign up for fascism, but I guess it's what we got, fam. Hi from Oakland. Let's go. May money. Dude, happy birthday to you. Happy 33rd coming up. That is tomorrow. Good for you. And kudos from Oakland. I used to play shows in Oakland. I would play at the Stork Club on every tour. If you guys have ever been to the Stork Club, it was like this punk rock club that behind the bar had like the whole wall was like Barbie dolls in boxes. It's pretty amazing. It was a really well-known punk rock and alt music club in Oakland. And Oakland Raiders were my team since the 70s. I was a season ticket holder when they were in Oakland. I'm still a season ticket holder with them now in Vegas. But we love Oakland, baby. Long history, dude, of going to Oakland. Let's go. Dude, I love that city, man. I fucking love that city. But yeah, you see that? You see, though, how they fucking, like, right? The left is violent. Let's talk. Right? These guys, that's not journalism. That's clownery. Okay? All right? It is. Seriously, I miss you guys when I fall asleep early, fell asleep after dinner, ate till I was uncomfortable. Giggles, making up for lost time, boss. Best chat on YouTube. Let's go. Thank you, Les. We appreciate you. And not only that, though, guys, pretty soon, I'm going to be starting earlier. All right? It's coming. I'm going to try to go from like 9 to 11 or 10 to midnight. That's going to be the goal, right? Yes, contrarianism isn't journalism. Okay, putting shit on on social media and being sensationalist and is not journalism. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. But anyway, so that is the big fucking situation there, dude. Dude, I think that shit is funny, bro. Oh yeah, so we saw Brandy Cruz. Right? We saw Brandy Cruz. We watched an interview with her and 𝗙𝗵𝗄𝗏 a while ago. No, not earlier. Won't be able to see you live then. You'll still be able to see me because you get on it like, right? You'll see a little bit of me or you'll be able to watch the replay. But I do have to get a little bit earlier. I have to try to get a fucking thing, right? I got to try to be able to get 2 videos done at night, right? So we'll see. We'll see. I'm a night person, though. So you'd still be able to see me, though, because it would probably end up going till like 1, right? It would probably be from like 10 to 1. You know what I'm saying? So you'd be able to see like an hour of it, right? But so anyway, she has the Undivided podcast. We watched her with 𝗙𝗵𝗄𝗏 a while back, right? And so she was another one. She said, I'd rather have people question whether I'm a journalist than have people question whether I'm a terrorist. Like, whoa, Brandy Cruz going right into the fucking racism and Islamophobia. Ooh, you like that? Like, look at that, dude. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, she goes right for the racism. Right? Right for the Islamophobia. Right into it. You know what I'm saying? Dude, let's go. Dude, how did we get to be so shameless? Well, so you know what it is, Worthy, it's fucking religion, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like religion is how, right? Religion is how they get so shameless, right? Because she believes she's like representing the creator of all of us. Right? So she's allowed to say whatever she wants because she's working with God, right? And the rest of us are just mere mortals, you know? That's what it is. It is, you know, I mean, white nationalism, but I believe now, obviously, Trump has, you know, rattled the government and created this, you know, this wall of, you know, powerful people that will back them. Like, like, even if you look at like 𝗙𝗃𝗍𝗏 today, right? You ready for this? So 𝗙𝗃𝗍𝗏 drove into, right? He drove into the ICE facility. Look at this. He said, after we saved the flag from Antifa thugs in Portland, we drove with it out the window to the Portland ICE facility, blasting God Bless the USA, right? The Lee Greenwood song. And he says, while rioters booed and hissed. But he says, we win, is what he says, right? Now, dude, he's got the government backing him, right? He's got like Donald Trump and Kristi Noem and fucking all the fucking Trump bootlickers. He goes to the White House so he can drive by with the flag and be Mr. Big Shot because his dad is everybody's boss. And that's what they do. And yes, he stole the flag. I think he stole it from the old guy, right? But you know what I'm saying? So these guys are like, we win, like, you know, like Nancy Mace when she graduated from the Citadel, but her daddy was the commandant. We win because my dad owns the place, right? So I get to come here and be a big shot. But here's what's funny about this, though, is I thought I left a good comment because I said the fact that you think driving into an ICE facility is a win is funny, right? Because we won, okay? We won. Trump's National Guard, there's no National Guard going to Portland. There's no National Guard going to Chicago. We won, okay? We did. He didn't win. Trump ain't getting his National Guard fantasy. He ain't going to be able to jerk off to taking power because we won, you dumb fucks, okay? And then I said, and you are still you, which of course, him being 𝗙𝗃𝗍𝗏 is a massive L, right? You know what I'm saying? But we actually won. But no, for him driving through because his dad's the manager and he drives in with the flag and is like, fuck you, my daddy owns the place. He calls that a win. But in actuality, like, we fucking won. Okay? We won, dude. We won. Right? Those protests and the frog and then Trump going to court saying there's a rebellion and the judge is like, there's a dancing frog. What the fuck are you talking about? We won, 𝗙𝗃𝗍𝗏, you fucking dumbass. I get it. Your daddy owns the place, so you get to walk around with the snotty fucking 2-bit attitude and think you're some kind of king, poorly dressed, I might add, in your carnival barker suit. But at the end of the day, bro, you ain't shit. And pretty soon your daddy ain't gonna own the place anymore. And then you're gonna be back to sucking hind tit, as my mama used to say, right? That's the only reason this country hasn't fell yet is because these are the dumbest fascists ever. Indeed. I mean, dude, if these guys were actually capable, we would probably be a full-blown dictatorship by now. We would, let's be honest, if they were capable, but they're not. They're fucking gutless turds. Oh, shit. All right. Dude. Isn't that funny? There it is, baby. Dude, there it is. Oh, man, I love to see it. All right, let me see if there's something else I got to show you real quick. Let me see. Oh, yeah, dude. I almost forgot, dude. We got to cover this, dude. This is hilarious. All right, you ready? This is, you ready? Watch this, guys. Right here. Dude, this is amazing. Look at that. He said, the rumors are true. It's happening. 2/8/2026. Huge announcement, guys. Turning Point USA is thrilled to announce the All-American halftime show, performers and event details. So they're having a counter programming to the Super Bowl. Dude, right? Oh shit. Faith, family, and freedom, they say. Dude, now here's what's so funny about this. The All-American. You ready for this, guys? Dude, Bad Bunny is American. Like, how fucking dumb are these guys? Dude, Bad Bunny is American. The motherfucker's born in Puerto Rico. Okay? It's an American territory, man. That motherfucker's as American as any of these clowns. Right? And they're like, oh, they're all mad because he said, ooh, they should learn how to speak Spanish. But like, dude, we should already speak Spanish. You know why? We have neighbors that speak Spanish. We have neighbors to the north that speak French. If we were not jackholes, everyone in America would speak French and speak Spanish so we could talk to our neighbors. Okay? We would. That's what they do in Europe. In Europe, if you live in fucking the Netherlands, you learn how to speak French. You learn how to speak German, right? You learn how to speak English. Why? So you can go talk to your fucking neighbors, bro. It's what everybody does. All over Europe. You live in Italy, you learn fucking, German. You learn French. It's fucking normal, bro. It's like what the whole goddamn world does. They learn the language of their neighbors so they can be a good, effective neighbor. Participating community with their neighbors. They don't walk around insisting, you must learn my language, and fuck you, I don't want to fucking learn anything about your culture. But then, as soon as a Mexican food place opens up, I'm like, holy shit, I love Mexican food, but how dare you fucking speak Spanish? You fucking American dumb shits. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. Dude, it's so dumb. The All-American Halftime Show. Now, can I just tell you, because I called it, guys. We are going to check in, okay? We are going to check in. I do need to fucking remember. I need to make a note somewhere. I have to get a notebook or something. I need to make a note here. Somebody remind me in Discord that in tonight's stream, I talked about this, okay? At the fucking, I'll clip this, the 1.5 hour mark. Because I am preemptively talking, I'm calling this out now, guys, where right here, okay? Where here's what I said. This is my prediction on the TPUSA, because Riley Gaines says Bad Bunny told Americans they had 4 months to learn Spanish if we wanted to understand the Super Bowl halftime show. No thanks. We'll just have our own. Enjoy your low-rated halftime show. Low-rated is what she said. Like, wow, Riley. Yeah, who's going to be low-rated? But here's my call. You ready? My call is this, guys. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to host it online, okay? It's probably going to have a live stream on Twitter. They're going to bot the shit out of this thing, okay? This thing is going to get botted with views like Elon is going to bot it. It's going to have like 150 million views on Twitter. You watch. They are going to bot the shit out of it online, and then they're going to say, we're bigger than the Super Bowl. Look at this. We got more views than the Super Bowl, right? I will stake my fucking house on it that it's going to go down like that. That they are going to show their mediocre halftime show online. No one's going to watch it. Elon's going to bot the shit out of it. And then they're going to claim it was the biggest thing ever. I'm going to save that. We're going to revisit it. Calling it now. I'm telling you. I'm not fucking wrong, okay? I insist that that's how it's going to go down, dude. Isn't that funny? Bro. Dude, you know what's crazy about this, Dushan? You ready? My other prediction, guys, is that Bad Bunny... Dude, let's go, Les. Can't wait to watch the Chiefs and Bad Bunny. Let's go. I don't think you're going to be watching the Chiefs. Last, they're definitely not going to the Super Bowl this year. But the Bad Bunny you're going to watch. But nice try, though. We love you. Fuck off. Respectfully, right? Oh, shit. But I have another prediction. Dude, we love you, Last. I shut your face. Raider, fair. Dude, I'm not going to be anywhere near the Super Bowl. But I have one more prediction. Okay, you ready? My other prediction is this Super Bowl halftime show with Bad Bunny is going to set a record for Super Bowls halftime shows of all Super Bowl halftime shows. You know why? Because the whole goddamn world is going to be tuning in. It's not going to just be like the US football audience and football audiences. It's going to be like all of Latin America, so much of Europe, right? Africa. I mean, it is going to blow records. Like, I'm calling it now. That Bad Bunny's halftime show is going to break every Super Bowl halftime show record in the books. It is going to just cook, dude. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. It will. Dude, so I'm not sure what the TPUSA one is going to be. I mean, what it'll be? Lee Greenwood, right? Laura Trump singing something very off-key, right? Maybe if we're lucky, Russell Brand gets drunk and tries to rape Pete Hegseth, and then him and Pete Hegseth do a duet of like, you know, whatever. They're going to fucking Bone Town or something. Right? Oh shit, dude. He'd be like, Pete, I thought you were a girl. And Pete's like, I think you're very beautiful anyway. Dude, will you please sign my NDA? Dude. Oh shit. Oh my God. Dude, my endless love. Yes. Oh shit, dude. Dude, we gotta finish it off with a Laura Trump singing, dude. There we go.
This can't be denied. Without your bravery, we're all out of luck. No, this can't be denied. You gotta be special.
Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude! No way, bro! Oh shit, dude. It's Tom Petty himself giving the finger, dude. Remember when she did I Don't Back Down? Oh my God. Dude, that Tom Petty thing is amazing. Oh fuck, bro. Where is it? Stand my... Dude, she's so bad, bro. Dude, Pendulous. Let's go, baby. The Bad Bunny. I love Bad Bunny, dude. Dude, I love Bad Bunny. Dude, I love Bad Bunny, dude. I do. I love his vibes. All right, but oh man, she's fucking wicked, bro. All right. Oh Jesus, dude, what is that? All right, so do we do the 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗏 or do we do the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗏 or do we dance first? I think maybe we do the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗏. It's going to be a short fucking segment. It's like 15 minutes and then we fucking go out with the dance, right? And do legitimate, right? I think that's what we'll do, right? I like going out with the dance. I do. I like fucking, like, to me, going out with the dance always feels like the best vibes, right? Dude, so let's cue up the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗏 thing. Pendulous, halftime show Bad Bunny. Let's go, baby. We love it. Is she going to learn Spanish in 4 months? I bet she could, right? She Duolingo, right? Dude, so, all right, let's go to TYT. I got to find... So this is pretty crazy, okay? I don't know... I don't know the exact link of the full thing, but so, dude, this is crazy. All right, let's find even Nick Fuentes. Okay, look at this. This is how you know shit is crazy. Okay, because Nick Fuentes is despicable. All right, he is. He is an absolute fucking piece of trash. But look at this. Look at what he says here, dude. He says, oh my goodness. Okay. And So I'm going to find the actual video. Dude, I just realized we have the Candace Owens bit too. Dude, I'm like spacing out. So we actually have a little bit more time. This is absolutely a trope of the happy merchant. 100%. And we're going to look at that in a sec. Let's go to TYT's YouTube. All right,
every day the young.
Let's find Anna. Is it this one? Okay. Yeah. Now you'll see this one has 500,000 views. All right. Now, again, this is probably the only reason why they got these views. All right. Let's find the happy merchant part.
Hear you as an anti-Semite.
Never.
They don't go after your family members and try to get.
Oh, there it is. Here it is.
Around talking about like, yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay. Now, we're going to watch into this. So, for the record, there is a very anti-Semitic trope, okay, that I'm going to show you guys. I have a video here, a picture here. So, the happy merchant is this guy. Okay. And so the happy merchant, I know you've seen the image. It's like this really stereotypical, like gnarly looking guy with an exaggerated nose and a yarmulke, and he's rubbing his hands together. Okay. And it's this really gnarly, awful fucking like trope about like Jewish people being, you know, taking advantage of people financially. Okay. It is like really gross. Okay. So that's the happy merchant. That is the trope. Okay. And it is like, dude, it's so not fucking like, I don't know, dude, having gone to UCLA and been in a Jewish fraternity where I was one of only 2 non-Jewish guys in a group of like 140 men, okay, in college. I lived in a house with Jewish guys, a lot of them, from a lot of different varieties, and I've known Orthodox Jews along the way. I worked with some at UCLA. I've had a lot of community involvement with Jewish people, right? Deep connections I've had with them. Dude, this shit is gnarly. I don't even know where this comes from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like the Shylock. It's like, you know, it's just so gross, right? But it feeds like the anti-Semitic people, okay? Now, when Nick Fuentes is saying, oh my goodness, right? Nick Fuentes is seeing Anna do GROYPER shit and going, holy fucking shit, bro. That's how you know, right? Right? Like when the anti-Semites are looking at you in astonishment because you have just done them, you're like, wow, they've really gone off the edge. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really gone off the edge. Nazi imagery is, yeah, no, it's definitely Nazi imagery. I mean, that's just it. Like what it is, guys, with a lot of this shit is a lot of this idea about like these tropes about Jewish people and money and bankers and whatever here it bleeds into Hollywood, right? The trope is about Hollywood and it bleeds into Soros and this whole thing. But this was very much Nazi imagery that, you know, much like we in America do that eugenic bullshit, like, you know, the racists do, like Donald Trump calling every black person low IQ. Right? That was a trope that they used to justify the way they got treated when they were enslaved and shit. And these tropes were used in Nazi Germany. And every time that Jewish people have been persecuted or come under fire, they have used these tropes as an excuse to like dehumanize them and to lump them all into this group of like horrible people that are taking advantage of you. So it's okay for you to like be harmful to them. And it's really gross. And you know, having been immersed deeply into the Jewish culture, right? The culture around the religion of Judaism, it's like, dude, it's like not even, you know what I'm saying? It's just not even accurate, right? It's not even accurate. It's not. You know, I mean, I think what happened is, you ready? So at least in America, one thing that happened was the Jewish people that came here in the like late 1800s invested in the film industry when it was like not big, right? So they were like the early adopters of this new technology and this new way to tell stories. And so what ended up happening is the early like booming people in Hollywood, a lot of them were Jewish, the same way that the early casino owners, many of them were, you know, Sicilian. Okay. It didn't have to do with their fucking DNA. It was just, there were a bunch of Jewish people that were heavily invested in that fucking technology when fucking nobody wanted to get into it. And so there were a bunch of Jewish guys that really made it big in Hollywood in the early days because they were the guys that created it, right? And so then, you know, the fact that those guys got like wealthier and more powerful, right, is the right place, the right time, but it was also their foresight, right? They like saw it and they got in it, right? And so they like, I think because those Jewish people then got really like powerful and wealthy, you know, it's weird. It's like that same shit. It's like that Charlie Kirk shit, right? Where like, ooh, when I see a black pilot, I wonder, right? He can't see a black guy. He can't be happy for a black guy having the top job. And especially even around the time of what was going on in Europe, okay? What was going on in Europe with the Jews and the Holocaust and all that, there was a lot of anti-Semitism here in fucking America too, okay? There was. You know what I mean? There was a lot of anti-Semitism that was already brewing. And then I think like shit just got even more tense after that shit went down in Europe, you know? But dude, I don't know. It's just, people get so resentful around like the pioneers of shit if they're not white, you know? You know what I'm saying? And so, dude, let's go. Also important to know that Jews in Europe were barred from owning land, so they had to go to cities and make a living as merchants, banking. They were a very literate group compared to others, so they became law. Oh, interesting. Yeah, see, I was not aware of that. Oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? I did not even know that. So Les has given us a history lesson there, too, that says also important to know that Jews in Europe were barred from owning land. So they went to cities and made a living as merchants and in banking, and they were super literate, very highly educated. So they became fucking in those, like, were already into those upper level jobs, which meant that a lot of that shit, right? They became lawyers and shit. And a lot of that stuff then went down, you know, their family lines. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So again, dude, to me, that's like, wow, a persecuted group of people making fucking like, you know, making amazing shit out of being persecuted. Like, kudos to them, right? Dude, it's fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? It is fucked up. But anyway, now that you know, you've seen The Happy Merchant, we're going to take one more look at this despicable fucking thing. And you can see her like doing it. But now, you ready? Let's watch. And watch Cenk's reaction here. Because, dude, this shit is despicable, okay?
Names. They're going to call us the bad names anyway, Cenk.
Yeah, 100%. But
yeah,
look.
Before we get into this, can I just preface something here? Because I want to preface something before we jump into this. Is I don't know about you, but I have noticed a like powerful anti-Semitism, borderline anti-Semitism in 𝗙𝗙𝗃𝗏𝗧. Okay? I know she's very anti-Netanyahu, very anti-Zionist. I get that. But I feel like it's been deeper with her, right? You saw her and Jillian Michaels go at it, right? Jillian Michaels was obviously something was going on behind the scenes with her and Anna. But dude, was like wooing Tucker Carlson, okay? And Tucker Carlson is very anti-Semitic. You know what I'm saying? Like extraordinarily anti-Semitic. And she is like in love with Tucker Carlson. I mean, after that interview, I was getting the impression that she's voting for Tucker Carlson, you know, in the next election if he runs. Like she wants Tucker to be president, okay? You know what I'm saying? So governments were never in any trouble. Interesting. Dude, because you were not Jewish too? Oh, yeah. No, I dated some Jewish girls. Their parents did not love me. They were always trying to convert me, which I get. It's important to them, right? I have no issue with that. All right, but you ready? So let's watch this, okay? Because we've seen Anna being borderline. All right, here we go.
They're going to call us the bad names anyway, Cenk.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, look. So last thing on that, and then we'll get back to the main thing. So I've talked a lot about my Jewish friends, family, etc. Your best friend's Jewish.
They don't care.
No, my point is, did Larry Ellison or Bill Ackman or Netanyahu call her and say, "Hey, are you okay with this?"
Larry Ellison can tell me how my ass tastes.
Yeah.
Okay, how about that?
Yeah,
right,
so
disgusting, weird Oracle founder going around talking about like, yes, we're gonna surveil everybody. Everyone will be on their best behavior. Yes, you're a freak. You're a total creep.
Okay.
All right, total creep.
So my point is, do not put Larry Ellison.
So there it is. There's no question, okay? There's no question of what she was doing. Like, did you see that? Let's go back a minute and watch it again. I'm gonna fucking copy the link that is here. Okay, we're gonna fucking save this. Hold on. About Tucker's economic populism, but we're gonna go back a little bit. Larry Ellison is Jewish, all right? But dude, there's no question what she was doing. Right? Yeah, look at Cenk's face, bro. I mean, he was like, wow. Like, wow.
Super questionable media, news media. It's just pathetic.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's do the throat clearing so no one calls us bad names. They're gonna call us the bad names anyway, Cenk.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, I want to go back a minute. I want to get the context here.
Media platforms.
All right, here we go.
Uses human shields, and so I'll just do every one of the tropes because you're not allowed to criticize for it. I'll just say you're an anti-Semite and you're saying it about all Jews. So I'll use other Jews as human shields, and so I'll just do every one of the tropes because you're not allowed to criticize the tropes. Now the other 99% aren't doing that at all. Okay, so don't take it out on them, right?
It's just the billionaires in America.
Yeah, but kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Larry Ellison, Bill Ackman,
it's the Ellisons snatching up, social media platforms.
They're about to buy TikTok, Larry Ellison is. I mean, it's problematic that all these right-wing friends of Trump are buying this social media, absolutely.
CBS, installing Barry Weiss as the editor-in-chief of CBS News. Are you kidding me right now? You think we don't see what's happening?
Now, the Barry Weiss thing, dude, I will say that's bullshit, okay? Barry Weiss, obviously, dude, the free press, no views. The free press has no reach. They gave Barry Weiss $100 million. Why? Because she's a super Zionist, okay? Of course, it's like an installed super Zionist, but Anna's also, I think, mad that Barry Weiss, I keep calling her Barry White, dude. Barry Weiss, I can't take Barry Weiss seriously, dude. She's so fucking annoying. But anyway, I think Anna is fucking upset about Bari Weiss also being in charge of a news division, right? Because all these other people, right? This Zionist Bari Weiss is now getting to be in charge of CBS News, and fucking Anna here is like, can't even take over the Her Take podcast, right? Dude, her career is sinking like a stone, dude. May Money, you're going to post a link here for me to check out. Highly recommend Trump Action Tracker from the UK. It's important. Dude, put it in Discord. May Money, we love it, boss. Thank you. And the link, put it in Discord. Link is down in the description. Yeah, throw it in there. All right. And if it's something for like protest and organization, put it in the protest and organizing channel as well, in addition to the main channel. You can announce it in like the main one, but put it in the protesting thing where there's less stuff so people can find it easier. But so I think she's having a little jealousy of Bari Weiss, like the fucking Hassan situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she's got that too, in addition. But here we go.
You have David Ellison now making a play to buy CNN.
Yeah.
You probably didn't like Jeremy Diamond's reporting, did you? Anyway, it's disgusting. What's happening right now is so utterly disgusting and so brazen, but we're supposed to sit here and pretend like it's not happening. Yeah. Oh, it's a trope. It's a trope to acknowledge that this is happening. Okay, great. I guess I'm repeating an accurate trope about billionaires in America violating the rights of Americans, the free speech rights of Americans, destroying our already super questionable media, news media. It's just pathetic.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's do the throat clearing so no one calls us bad names. They're gonna call us the bad names anyway, Cenk.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah. Look, so last thing on that, and then we'll get back to the main thing. So I've talked a lot about my Jewish friends, family, etc. Your best friend's Jewish.
They don't care.
No, my point is, did Larry Ellison...
Dude, it's like Tucker Carlson, oh, the black people hug me.
Or Bill Ackman or Netanyahu call her and say, hey, are you okay with this?
Larry Ellison can tell me how my ass tastes, okay?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah,
all right,
so,
disgusting, weird Oracle founder going around talking about like, yes, we're gonna surveil everybody. Everyone will be on their best behavior. Yes, you're a freak, you're a total creep.
Okay.
All right, total creep.
So my point is, do not-
Dude, his face, bro. What the fuck is this shit doing? Dude, what is she doing, bro?
You're an Oracle founder going around talking about like, yes, we're gonna surveil everybody.
Look at
Everyone will be on their best behavior. Yes, you're a freak, you're a total creep.
Okay.
All right.
You see his eyebrows? Dude, that is 1,000% the fucking, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, that is so gnarly, bro. That shit is gnarly, dude. So gross. Unfucking believable. Now, Natalie, you sent me this quote about her saying, you think you're God's chosen people, but you're demons. We watched this. Where do we know this quote from? Because we literally just saw this. This was something we watched, okay? That like, I remember her saying this. I'm trying to remember what interview this was from, but I remember this showing up in one of the things we watched that was, I don't remember what it was about. But dude, Anna has been like drifting further and further into the anti-Semitic fold. Okay, but watch this. This is gnarly.
To be clear, I want you to understand this, okay? Because others are very afraid. You know, I get the IDF sending me pictures of their weapons, talking about how they're gonna slaughter me. I'm not afraid of you. Not afraid of you, okay? All the other cowards in American media, they can F off. They're not like me, I'm different. I'm not afraid of you, okay? So while you're cashing checks that are funded by my tax dollars and the tax dollars of my fellow Americans, I need you to understand something clearly. You are hated internationally, hated. Don't be mistaken based on the propaganda you hear in American media. That's not representative of how the American people feel about you. You're hated. And it's not because you're Jewish. It's because you slaughter innocent people. It's because you think you're God's chosen people when you act like absolute demons.
See, that's the rub right there. Because she said it's not because you're Jewish. And then she said right after it, like it's because you're Jewish, because she implied that because they're Jewish, they think they're God's chosen people and they're actually demons, right? Isn't that wild? And like, you're hated internationally. Now, the thing that's crazy about this is she started couching it in this talk about the IDF, right? Which is like, okay, you want to talk about the IDF and their behavior as being war criminals, like by all means, talk about that. But she's not talking about that. She's like tying it into like tenets of the Jewish religion and using a blanket you're hated internationally. Like, are you talking about the IDF or are you talking about all the Jewish people, right? Dude, yeah, I know. And I mean, dude, I don't know a lot of Jewish people that fucking like the IDF or Benjamin Netanyahu right now, okay? You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of them who fucking like what they're doing. And certainly not anybody who's under the age of 35, okay? Pretty much anybody who is like, you know, still sort of pro-IDF is an older Jewish person that has grown up sort of conditioned to believe that like they're constantly under attack always and it's never going to change, right? You know, the sort of the cultural programming that was going on and what sort of led Netanyahu to being in power to begin with. So there's still some of that, but I don't know a fucking Jewish person under 35 who's not a crazy right winger that can't look at the fucking IDF and Netanyahu and be like, God damn, they're ghoulish. You know? Yeah, dude, that chosen people thing is pretty weird. You know what I'm saying? Is like, and the thing about this though is like, that is not, every religion believes they are like the chosen people. So I don't like the fact that always gets attributed just to the Jewish religion, because Christianity through Jesus and Islam, right? They all believe that they're the right religion and the chosen ones. So I don't like the way that trope gets thrown around, but like the hate, the venom, right? The venom from her just keeps getting like deeper and deeper and deeper, right? And yes, I mean, if you look at the Abrahamic religions, Judaism is the religion, okay? Let's be real, okay? Judaism is the fucking Abrahamic religion. That was it, okay? Then Christianity came along and wrote a New Testament and said, no, now we got Jesus. And they're like, he's just another guy. And they're like, no, he's really divine. And then that's where Christianity came. And then Constantine, okay, adopted Christianity because he realized he could rule stronger if they thought he was divine. So then he took Christianity into the Roman Empire, okay? And then they adopted all the pagan holidays to mix it in, to woo everybody in, or they fought and killed them. And then 300 years later, Islam came around as the youngest brother. But like the start of it was fucking Judaism, okay? Islam is based on Christianity, is based on Judaism. So I don't even know why they're all fighting and fucking, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, it's literally all offshoots of Judaism, you know? So I don't know. It's just pretty fucking stupid. But the whole Abrahamic religion is three groups of people fighting over the same God, but saying, no, not you, that's my God. Like my version, right? But it's like the older brother, the middle brother, the younger brother, right? It's fucking stupid is what it is, I think. You know what I mean? I think that kind of fighting is fucking ridiculous. But her venom is impossible to not see, right? Like, I'm not alone here, right? You see it too. Her venom, you know, the fact that she said it's not about you being Jewish, and then immediately afterwards she was like, it's because of how you Jewish people are, in her eyes, of course, right? So she was not talking about like the IDF there. She was talking about Jews, with that trope right there. You know, like all of them.
That's the reality. The whole international community loathes you. Young American citizens in this country, both left and right, loathe you. And eventually, these are the people who are going to come into power. So I think Israel's days are numbered as it pertains to America backing its disgusting, loathsome behavior. It's war crimes, it's slaughter of innocent people.
See, I don't really like it when people say Israel. I have a problem with that, okay? Because the behavior of Benjamin Netanyahu and the behavior of the IDF is not Israel. And I think when you say Israel, you're including all the Jewish people that live in Israel that don't agree with Netanyahu and don't want to be doing that. And so I don't like the term Israel, right? You want to talk about the IDF? You want to talk about Netanyahu's regime? That's great. You want to talk about the Israeli Zionists? That's fine. But when you start saying Israel, that's like somebody saying America because of Trump. Because America is not Trump. That motherfucker didn't even get 50% of the vote. You know what I'm saying? But he controls America, so he's blowing up boats in Venezuela, but America's not doing it. These dumb fucks are doing it. Okay? Trump's regime is doing it. Okay? And MAGA is doing that shit. You know what I mean? And so you know what I'm saying? And now, I mean, obviously, if you look at the history, the creation of Israel is because of the Holocaust, the international community decided to give them back some land that was once theirs and like allow them to have it as a like trying to make amends for what happened in the Holocaust. And the people that first settled in Israel, like post-Holocaust, they didn't operate well at all. They didn't. Now, as horrific as it was, I also have a little bit of understanding, like just coming off the Holocaust, that like, I'm sure they didn't do well. They were harsh and horrible. The Palestinian people, like all of that, none of it was handled right. It was not the world's right to even do that in the first place. And certainly when they were given that land, they did not act responsibly or humanely with it. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing was a fucking mess. But like, man, we're 77 years later. You know what I'm saying? We're 77 years later. Like at some point we've got to figure out how to make reparations and heal it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's hard though, because I was thinking about America. We're 200 years later, right? We're 160 years after the Civil War, and we're still fighting about our two sides. So I don't know. Maybe they're going to be fighting like that forever. But yes, it's fucking, dude, everything about it was a disaster, But I don't know. We'll see. But her venom, though, is gnarly, right? Her venom, it just feels like it's more than the IDF. And the last thing we got to see here is her talking about Tucker Carlson, a known anti-Semite and a real problematic fucking lying motherfucker.
Honestly, this made me think about Tucker Carlson as well, because while some might argue, his economic populism is all fake, I actually don't think that's the case. He's got a ton of kids. And his kids can't afford to buy a home, even though he himself grew up, very affluent and all of that. The fact that his own children are having difficulty, hitting the milestones that his generation easily hit is.
Dude, Tucker Carlson's kids are not having trouble buying a home. That is the most bullshit, disingenuous statement. Like, he is so wealthy from the Swanson heir, not to mention the multi-millions of dollars he himself has acquired. He could fucking sell one of his properties in Florida and buy all of his kids' homes in California, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? He has money doesn't mean his kids do. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Okay? If I have money, my kid can buy a fucking home. All right? I'll help him buy a home. Now, I get what he's saying, that, oh, the economy is really hard, but for him to say his kids can't buy a home is like, shut the fuck up. Because the problem is everybody but his kids can't buy a home. His kids certainly are going to get a home, right? But for him to say his kids, like, fuck you. I don't like it when rich people tell me their kids are struggling. It's like, fuck off. You know what I mean? Unless he's a dick, right, who won't help any of his kids. But that's just fucking bullshit.
Part of the reason why he feels motivated to talk about our broken, economy and how we need to do something about it.
Yeah, but Anna and him, they really get together on their dislike of the Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Yeah. Dude, yeah. Crazy. All right. Anna though, dude, that happy merchant shit, isn't that wild? But look at this, dude. This video, look at that, 491,000 views, okay? You ready? If you go look at Young Turks. Every day. Right, you look at the Young Turks, look at their videos, okay? 13,000 views, 3,000 views, 5,000, 14,000, right? 5,000, 9,000, 9,000, 39,000. They don't get any views. 18,000, 47,000, 56, 42, right? 57, 168. The only video that's gotten a lot of views recently was literally that. All right, there's one with 397. But this is like the most viewed video they've had in a long time. All right, why? Because she fucking went full GROYPER. Crazy, dude. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy? But it's easily their most viewed video in forever and a day. I mean, a lot of these videos, look at this video. It's got 3,000 views from 5 days ago. Dude, that's like, they're pulling the views that my channel's pulling, boss. You know what I'm saying? 3.9, 29K, 4.3, 12K, 13K, 5.9, 3, 19, 14, 6, 9, 11, 6, 3, 18, 20, 1.7, 16, 10, 12, 15, 3.8, 29. Dude, I'm like right up there with fucking TYT, bro. I've got 60,000 subs, boss. Isn't that crazy? That's how bad their channel is doing, dude. Their channel is toast, bro. Right now, Bryce he's in Brooklyn, right? He's basically Crown Heights, right? For the time being. They don't have a place yet. They're in an Airbnb for the month while they get a place. Dude, yeah, they have destroyed their brand, right? Almost 67K. Yeah, we're getting close. 66.8. Have we hit 10 million views yet? Ooh, almost 8.8 million views. We're getting close, dude. Close to that big 10 million. Dude, no, she's damn well talking about the Zionists. Dude, she's not being direct enough about that there, Jerry. Sorry, buddy. And we literally just watched her do the happy merchant, right? So, sorry, buddy. You know, it doesn't matter that there's a genocide going on. You still need to have some fucking clarity when you know that there's anti-Semitism all over the world, right? You know, you can be like pro getting rid of the genocide and still not be fucking throwing around anti-Semitic tropes like with generalizations all over the place. Okay, the two can coexist, and she ain't coexisting. And she's making love to Tucker fucking Carlson, who is a big time anti-Semitic person, not just anti-Zionist. So she does not get a pass, dude. She's way out of fucking line, bro. Way out of line, right? I stand by what I say. Dude, yeah, no, that is right about the views, Matt. That's their views, dude. Their shit is in the tank, boss. Their views are so crazy. Dude, look at this. We can go back like fucking 7 days ago, right? And you're going to find videos in here 7 days ago with 9,000 views, boss, right? 18,000, 27,000. Now, the one thing they do, though, here's what they do is one thing they do, though, Matt, is they release a ton of content. Like they put out like 50 videos a day and they repackage, okay? So what they'll do is they'll take videos from, 2 years ago, right? If Jon Stewart says something today, they'll take every video they have of Jon Stewart from 2 years ago and they'll release it today with titles that imply that it's connected to what went on today, which is like horribly clickbaity, which then like, gets the quick sort of view, but then those people leave disappointed. So they are like caught in a cycle of sort of non-growth. You know what I'm saying? Dude, yeah, 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗋 is a great way of putting it, dude. They are 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗋𝗡ers. They are clickbait 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗋𝗡ers that are they just repackage their content. What it is they're just super disingenuous, You know what I mean? And though, to be fair, like what I will say about this is that there is a thing about YouTube that if you blow up, like for example, you ready? Let me give you a personal example. Okay. So look at this. So look at my Twitter. I have 37,000 followers. Dude, White House code for catheter to change. His prez needs a jukebox and a straw. Let's go, Brutus. But here's an example. This is how I relate to TYT. So I have 37,000 followers on Twitter, but about 25,000 of these 37 were still left over from gaming. So I blew up to 42,000, 45,000 with gaming. Then I lost a bunch. And then for 2 years, I picked up political followers while losing gaming followers. And my follower count didn't change. It was at like 34,000 forever. And now in the last couple months, it's starting to gain. Okay, so now I'm back up to 37. But what happens is when I tweet politics, I might get like fucking 25 views, 10 views. Why? Because 25,000 of my subs are old Fortnite subs that followed me, right? My followers followed me in 2020 and I blew up real fast, but then I quit playing Fortnite and so they all left. Now, that's what happened to TYT, is they like mega blew up, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, mega. And so they acquired all these followers, but then they didn't spend a lot of time building the fucking followers. You know what I'm saying? They didn't spend a lot of time cultivating that audience. They tried to expand and they overreached, and then they went to Bernie, and then they're kind of in the middle. So they have millions of people that like are inactive that probably don't even watch online politics anymore or have certainly moved on, and that's always the danger with YouTube. There is a danger with how you blow up, right? It's kind of like, I've done it because I learned that with the Fortnite thing. I do like a moderating thing. Like back when I was first growing, I would make a video about Hassan and I would get a whole bunch of new followers. And then immediately afterwards, I would make a video that like showed my support for the Democratic Party. So a whole bunch of the real extreme Hassan viewers who followed me would all leave because I want to build my audience not off, right? Like I didn't want to just be a Hassan satellite channel because I don't want to be making content for his audience. I want to find people in his audience who don't hate the Democratic Party because I'm a little Hassan and I'm a little fucking like middle of the road Democrat, right? And so that I think is really important when you're building an audience, is to try to not be pigeonholed. Like the funny thing that I was thinking about was this guy, right? I know we're delving off just a little YouTube break here, but it's range day, bro. Okay, right? We got to look at this guy because this guy is going to be in an interesting situation, okay? Because if you look at his videos, guys, okay, look at his videos. You go back 4 months ago, his videos are getting 9, 7, 5, okay, 6, 9, 15, 14, 6, 14, right? He's you know, doing a gun video. He's got some gun videos. He's got some shit, whatever. Then he decides to make a Charlie Kirk video and he starts getting some views. He goes back and makes a gun video, no views. So he goes back to Charlie Kirk, eventually hits this one, 6.4 million views. Okay, he cashed in, he made a bunch of money, but here's the problem, guys. His fucking channel is dead, okay? His channel is dead because now he's got to make only Charlie Kirk videos, okay? And then what's going to happen is he has jumped up to 250,000 subscribers who will never go and watch any of these videos anymore. So he can't really go back to this or he's going to have a dead channel. So he's got to either convert to right-wing politics or something, or he just killed his fucking channel, right? You know what I mean? He's in a pickle. He's going to do the Charlie Kirk until it runs out, but you see the views are already way down. He's already down to like 150K, and now I know he's fucked. He's like, wow, what do I do? Because if he goes back here, the hundreds of thousands of people who followed him for Charlie Kirk aren't going to watch shit. And you can't grow unless your audience is watching your shit actively. So now you watch him, he's going to have to probably switch to some type of right-wing politics or he's going to get fucking cooked, bro. He just, you know, he just fucking like killed his, he's in conversion therapy. Dude, he may have just killed his fucking channel, you know? That's the thing though with YouTube. That you gotta be cognizant, which is like, you may have noticed, guys, I'll make some Charlie Kirk videos. And then immediately after that, I make some videos that get like 2,000 views. I make some middle of the road Donald Trump shit or some shit about Pam Bondi. And it's because if I just made Charlie Kirk videos, as soon as that wave ended, I would have no channel. Now, I still need to make the occasional Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens video in order to not lose some of those audience, right? I'll still make them while they're intriguing when I find shit that's interesting because it still interests me. And so, but you gotta be real careful. Like this guy fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? He made that 6.4 million. He should have immediately gone back and made a whole bunch of these, dude. He should have made a whole bunch of these and tried to immediately get his audience like used to his other kind of content. But now, dude, he's in a pickle, bro. He is. He's in a pickle, right? This is the TYT situation though, guys. This is like, you gotta be careful. You gotta be, you know, there's always the risk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my gaming channel did the same thing, right? My gaming channel did the same thing where I blew up huge with a montage. And then after that, Fortnite montages would get a ton of views, but none of my other videos, like that montage that got like, 300,000 views or whatever, it killed my fucking channel, bro. Dude, killed it. I was like, fuck, bro. But then when I needed to get my 100K, I made a bunch of montages and did a bunch of funny like YouTube shorts and I got my 100K plaque, but I totally killed my fucking gaming channel. So yeah, lessons learned. But yeah, this guy, like, look at him. Every video now is Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk. The truth about Charlie Kirk, dude. All he has now is Charlie Kirk. But yes, I agree with what Les says there, right? I think this is important. If you don't think the Dems go far enough, I can have that discussion with you. But if you tell me it's just two sides of the same coin, I have a hard time taking you serious. And that's kind of the way I am too, is we can talk about there being corporate Dems. And it's also, though, part of the corporate Dem existence. That is why the Democratic Party has so much money and that great infrastructure. Okay, so it's hard because American politics is set up where you need money right now, especially after Citizens United. So the Democratic infrastructure is really, really important. And that's why Zohran Mamdani ran as a Democrat and not as a Democratic socialist, even though he's DSA. It's why Bernie Sanders ran as a Democrat and not as an independent, which he's been his whole life. So like my thing is like, instead of like acting like the Democrats are the same thing as the Republicans, which they're not, we have to accept that the Democrats are not like necessarily where we want them to be, but they are still our vehicle for getting shit done. You know what I'm saying? That Marley Dirk guy be forgotten? Yeah, we will let him be forgotten. He's going to be forgotten, but not right now though, Merc. All right, we're going to let him be forgotten, but I think we're going to revel. You ready? Is right now for me personally, we're going to revel in exposing as many Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories as we can in order to help fucking fracture MAGA. Okay, that's what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, dude, Gen X, I agree. We have to push them we have to push them to do what we want. I agree, we do. But I believe though you have to win elections and push them. Okay? Like for example, Zohran Mamdani winning the election in New York City and executing shit and building a name for himself and doing policy as a winner will change the Democratic Party. But going against your candidate in the middle of the election because they're not left enough, so an authoritarian beats you, is not going to change the Democratic Party. That's going to make them move to the right. Okay? Is like you know, look what happens, what wins. Exactly. But see, what wins though in New York City is not going to win in, you know, Ohio necessarily. Right? You do have to understand the map, right? Like Zohran Mamdani can win in New York City, but if he ran for Senate in New York, I don't know if he'd win. I don't think he would, okay? I don't think he could win a Senate race, a statewide in New York, in the state. I don't think he could. Maybe down the road, but right now, if he was running for like governor or senator, dude, he would not win the state, right? He wouldn't. But he'll win the city, right? And you know, yet... But I mean, I think there's a possibility for somebody like him, but we need more people like him winning and not like people like him defeating the Democratic candidates so the Republicans win, right? It's just real important, I think, primary, go with your heart, go with your integrity in the primary. All integrity, fuck the people you don't like, believe in your guy, work for him, campaign for him, fight to get him to win. But at the end of that fucking primary, whomever is your candidate, you shut the fuck up. You don't belittle them. You don't cut their legs out in front of them. You don't make undue demands that they do what you want them to do. You simply get them across the finish line. And once they win, you can shred them. Okay? You shred your candidate when they're in the White House. That's when you go protest at the White House. Go fucking demonstrate. Go do your shit. But you don't protest them while they're campaigning, because you will get your asses kicked, okay? That's a lesson we do need to learn. You protest after you win. Win, then protest. Win, then protest, okay? You know what I'm saying? It's like if you protest during the election, you're just going to lose the goddamn election. That's the way it's always worked in my 50 years, okay? You know what I mean? And then they're probably going to move to the right. But yeah. Dude, winning is everything, man, in politics, right? Yeah, dude, no, Biden fucked us. Dude, Biden fucked us. He was too old. He should have dropped out. All right, he is. He is too old. He should have dropped out. Sorry, I'm wrong. I'm not wrong, and I'm not going to argue with you, all right? You say, sorry, I'm wrong. I say, get the fuck out of my chat, because I am not wrong. I've been watching elections for 50 fucking years. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm not wrong. All right. I'm not wrong. And not only have I watched elections, but I've participated in politics on the fucking human level. Okay. I've gone into workplaces. Okay, where the politics were like, you know, conservative in the workplace. You can't have colored hair. You can't wear nail polish. You can't have a nose ring. And I've gone in there and infiltrated the conservative politics of the workplace and gotten the rules changed, okay? And changed the politics of the workplace, right? Politics isn't just government. It's in your workplace. It's in your family. It's in your, like, fucking social groups. Politics is everywhere. It's simply who has their hands on the lever of power and how do they wield it, okay? And you fucking, right? It's like the how you change it is by winning, okay? How you change it is by winning, not by causing your own side to lose. There is a game to it that needs to be played, which means when you look at somebody, even with bad leadership, like fucking, you know, Schumer and Hakeem, you need those guys until you can topple them, okay? You need those guys until you can topple them, okay? That's the fucking facts, right? So the thing about this, Nefarious, is sometimes I fucking ban people for whatever, right? When somebody comes in and says you are wrong, yeah, I might ban them, right? Because at that point, like, they're just here to argue, okay? They're a troll. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, you were wrong. They didn't even come in and present something. They're just telling me I'm wrong. They're looking for attention. They want me to say, no, I'm not wrong. And then they're going to soak up the chat. So I didn't ban him for disagreeing me. I banned him because the way he went about it was just attention seeking. And I'm not here to fucking, like, attention seek. I'm not here to argue with people who disagree with me, right? It's my chat. It's my fucking political fucking voice. And I'm here to build people that understand where I'm coming from and want to come with me. I'm not here to win people who want to argue. If you want to argue and think I'm wrong, fuck you. Go fucking build your own channel then. Okay? Yeah, fuck off. Okay? You think I'm wrong? You think I don't know, like, politics? Then go build your own thing. Build your own community of your beautiful, like, well-known, educated opinion, right? But this is my channel. People are here to listen to my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And so when people come at it like that and they say, oh, I'm sorry, you're wrong, right? That was his comment. And I'm like, oh, troll, dude, ready? That's what that was. That wasn't even an argument. That wasn't even a disagreement. And his name was Gay Frog, right? Like, come on, bro. Like, give me a break. Like, tell me that's not a troll, right? We don't even know what that fucking person is. You know what I'm saying? Right? And, right? You know what I mean? And, you know, and they were also like somebody who was saying, oh, voting blue, like there are two messages. Like, let me just tell you this, okay? And I'll be very straight for you, okay? So here's the deal. There is a group of leftists that want to sort of fracture the Democratic Party, okay? And I'm not down with those people, okay? I am not down with those people, okay? I'm not here to cultivate an audience of people that want to subtly, like, fuck over the Democratic Party because they're resentful that they haven't gotten what they want out of it, okay? And I don't feel like I'm on a mission to, like, win people over. I'm not here to woo people or to talk them into a viewpoint. I am here to fucking say my shit, find people who agree with me, and fuck everybody else, right? That's just my thing. You know, if you want to fucking bash the Democratic Party, right? If you want to bash the Democratic Party, you can go to Hassan's channel or Mike from PA. There are plenty of leftists out there that will do nothing but shit on the Democrats. But we don't do that here. I like the Democratic Party, okay? They've done a lot of good shit. A lot of good shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to cater to people who just want to fracture the party because they think they have more integrity than the rest of us. Because the problem is America is a genocidal capitalist bullshit country, and we're all tainted, okay? And we're all trying to make it better. You know what I'm saying? And we all are attached to corporate money somewhere. We all are part of the fucking system. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And again, though, I am not wrong when I say you will never pressure a party to be better by helping them lose. If you help a party lose, you have lost your ability to pressure them. That's how politics works. If you help your party lose, they will not fucking listen to you ever. They will fuck you over. They will shit on you. They will squeeze you out. They will box you out. They will kick you out. Okay? And I believe the Dems have moved too far to the right because sometimes we on the left keep pushing them to the right because we keep letting fucking Republicans win. Every time you let the Republicans win, the Democrats move right because right just won. Okay? If the right wins, they move right because right won. You move them left by winning, okay? You win with the left, they will move left. You win again with the left, they will move left. Every time the right wins, the party will move right. That's just how politics works. It's a fucking needle, bro. It's real simple, okay? If the left wins, they're gonna move left. You know what I'm saying? So you think Hassan and Mike from PA are both really trying to fracture the Dems? So Natalie, I don't know what their intention is. I don't know like what they're trying to do, but I do know that like the anti-Dem sentiment there is like pretty rich, right? Like they begrudgingly caucus with Democrats. They don't like the party at all, okay? I think it's safe to say that Mike from PA and Hassan both hate the Democratic Party, and they only caucus with them because they don't have a viable option without them. But I think it's safe to say that they both hate them, right? And you know what I mean? And so like I don't know that they're trying to fracture the party, but they certainly, when I haven't been in their streams in a while because I'm working a lot, but I did during the 2024 election, I stopped watching Hassan. Okay, I stopped watching Hassan because he was like just really down on the Democratic Party a lot to the point of where I couldn't watch him anymore because it was no longer effective. It was like, wow, this kind of negativity I think is not helpful. Right? It's like, if I keep watching this, I'm going to like not even want to vote, was how I was feeling. Now I can't say how other people feel, but I don't think those guys were very cognizant of the energy that around the election and like, you know what I'm saying? But I also think it's difficult because they both knew that Kamala Harris losing was going to be a lot better for them. Right? Like even with me, guys, I was heartbroken at losing the election, but I'm going to be honest. If Kamala Harris won the election, my channel would be a lot smaller right now. Okay? I mean, that's facts, right? I fought everything I could to get Kamala to win, but Trump winning is fucking good for business if you're on the left, right? It's just true. It's like, I don't know. It's so weird. Now it's like hard because now you're like, oh shit, I could be really anti-Democrats in 2028. If I wanted to, I could just do nothing but rip that candidate to shreds because I know if JD Vance won, it would be a financial windfall for me. So I don't know. Maybe in 2028, I'll be really negative. I think it's hard when you're a content creator, right? I think it's fucking hard. Like we are a little bit tainted, I think it's hard. I don't know. We'll have to see what it's like, but again, I don't know that they're trying to, like, I don't know what their intention is. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what her intention was, and again, I'm not going to relitigate this, but I'm telling you though, Harris moved to the right. I've told you this before. She moved to the right during the election because she thought she had already lost the left. She went to the DNC and they were holding 𝗙ص signs outside. So yes, she moved to the right. Okay, she picked Tim Walz, and then immediately afterwards, everyone was hating on her. And like, so yeah, she moved to the right. It is a tactical mistake. But like, as soon as I saw the 𝗙ص signs outside the DNC, I knew she was moving to the right. I knew what was coming. Black woman running under Joe Biden's umbrella, who's already a little bit on the right. And they were already like lambasting her. She thought the left was already gone. Of course, she moved to the right and hoped maybe she'd get some Republicans with a conscience. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so, you know, and so I don't know, man, you know, but again, I don't care if my candidate moves to the right during the election, okay, as long as when they get elected, they move back to the left. Okay, that's me. Okay, Obama moved to the right when he was running. He didn't come out for gay marriage. And then once he won, he moved to the left on some of those things. So America has a lot of right wingers in the middle. So sometimes candidates will move to the right while they're running. But Kamala Harris, her record was very left. So I didn't really care if she said shit. I mean, I did cringe when she talked about the most powerful military, because I knew when she said that, it was going to like make a lot of young people and leftists mad. And I knew that they were going to really hold it against her. So I was like, yeah, that was a real tactical mistake. That was a real, you know what I'm saying? Is somebody slandering your boy Kyle? I hope not. Dude, I like Kyle, dude. I think Kyle's great. Dude, I like Hasan too. I just think some of Hasan's audience is real fucking extreme. And some of Hasan's audience wants to destroy the Democratic Party. And I think, you know, Hasan is okay with those people being in his audience. And I don't want Democratic Party destroyers in my audience. I don't think it would be productive for American politics, because we're not at a place where we can destroy the Democratic Party. We're not. I mean, if we could, and we could replace it with a DSA or something, like, dude, that would be amazing. But we're just not there right now, you know? And that's my thing. You know, there's nothing wrong with knocking off Schumer. There's nothing wrong with knocking off fucking, you know, Hakeem Jeffries, but you can't shoot for the king until you can actually beat him. And so my thing is you support your guys, you work with your team, and you accept that they're not all you, and then you fucking, until you actually have the power to fucking flip it and change it, and then you do it. But, you know, again, I've said this before, I think, this is just me, I think if all the people who said, you know what, I hate the Democratic Party, right? I think it's legitimate if you hate the Democratic Party, if you abhor it. And even if you see it as like, man, they're just like the Republicans, but a little better socially, I can see how people would feel that way. Here's my issue, though, is if you feel that way, where you really do look at the Democratic Party and you don't see them differently than the Republicans, where you just see a corporate middle of the road bullshit that's going to fuck you over. If that's what you really see, then you need to run for office, because otherwise you're politically dead. Because if you feel that way, you're not going to help the Dems win. And if they win, you're going to resent them anyway. You're not going to be active. You're not going to become a Republican. So who are you? You are political dead weight. You have to either find a way to like the Dems and want to be part of them, or you have to run and get in there and fucking be part of the change, right? Because I believe that we have a civic duty, okay, to avoid fascism and to pick the best candidate that we have available, which means I can either pick the Republican or the Democrat if those are my two choices, and I can cheerfully choose the one I want to support and go all in with them. Or if I hate them both, I have to run and become a part of that process. But if I don't vote, or if I hate them both and just fucking let the authoritarians win, I am being civically irresponsible. And like, until we have an option, we do have a civic responsibility to participate in the existing two-party system and to try to make the best of it. Now, this is my view. Other people don't think this way, but that's how I look at it. So like the day that I fucking hate the Democrats, I will be running for fucking office. I guarantee it, because that's my civic responsibility. If I hate them both and they're both fucked, then I need to get in there. But you can't just hate them both and then do nothing and not join the fucking system, because then you are just a hurdle at that point. You're just an obstacle. You're just a fucking chain on the weight of the American political system. That's kind of like how I look at it. You doubt they'd elect a former drug lord? Dude, George Bush got elected. Dude, maybe your drug lord, you could use it. You could spin that, Matt. You could be like, I was a drug lord, so I know how to win the war against drugs. I have an angle at this. Dude, you could win, Matt. I believe in you. You know what I mean? But that's how I feel, right? But you know what it is though, guys? It's because I'm a participator, okay? I am a participator, and that governs all of my shit, where like I'm going to participate, right? It's like, you know, in some way, shape, or form. Like I'm not running for office right now, but I'm starting a political channel to build the momentum of like my politics, which is a far left ethos that also likes the Democratic Party and wants to fucking change the Democratic Party. Now, again, though, everybody's different in how they approach this, right? But I do believe, though, that like, you know, we have a civic responsibility. Like, for example, guys, I've had jobs that were really poorly managed. You know what I'm saying? Where I'd go in and the managers were really bad and shit. And so it's like the way I look at it is my responsibility in a system like that is to either go in and fucking do my shit well and not participate in the gossip of how terrible the shit is. Don't take any sides. Just participate in the system, do my job well, and toe the line and make it work. Or I get involved and I change the system. But I don't go in there and do a poor job and bag on everybody there and just become part of a social group that disses the management and creates a hate group that makes the whole experience of the workplace toxic for the workers and the customers. And because that doesn't do anything, okay? All I've done now is participated in everyone being miserable, and then they're probably gonna be even worse because we're all apathetic and we just sort of like show up and fucking toe the line. You know what I'm saying? And so that is kind of like my thing is I either accept the system and exist in it, or I become a part of the system and change it. But I don't go into a system and just hate on it to where nobody's getting anything done and we're all just fucking miserable, and then the worst fucking people possible take control of us, right? Because that's what happens. If you get apathetic and you get like, oh, everything sucks, so I'm not going to show up, then the worst fucking people will come in and take control. Always, okay? The worst people, they feed off discontent. They do. They feed off discontent. So you have to find a way of contentment. You know what I mean? No, I think there's a lot of gray areas in there. I'm not disagreeing with that. But guys, you have to understand that elections are energy, okay? And let me explain to you how elections work, okay? Because there's the people that are going to vote Dems, okay? And then there's the people that are going to vote Republicans, okay? Then there's a bunch of people in the middle that, to be honest, guys, they don't really give a shit about politics. They may have one issue they're really big on, and if it's a really extreme issue like abortion or immigration, they may pick a party based on that issue. But there's a whole bunch of people in the middle of the pool that are dumb, they're uneducated, they're not politically savvy, and they don't really pay attention to anything. But what they do is they notice vibes, okay? They notice vibes. And if one party is saying, we are the greatest fucking party on the planet, We are so good. We're going to do good for you. We love each other. We're so together. We are one. And the other party is like, you suck, fuck you, you're not that good, you're letting us down, you're terrible. They're going to pick the party that's not fighting each other, okay? That's what happened to us in 2020. Nobody wanted Biden. Biden's a shithead, right? But Donald Trump and MAGA were fractured. They were fractured over the vaccines. They were fractured over the economy. They were fractured over the pandemic. They were all fighting each other. Nobody was leading the ship. And we literally just won because the Dems were like, we love each other. We're all in, okay? That vibe is important, okay? Which is why as soon as the primary is done, you got to create the vibes of we are one, okay? You have to, okay? You have to, right? As soon as you fucking win that primary, everybody's got to come together and say we are one. And this time we didn't have a primary. We just had a candidate. But it's very important. If you are infighting, if you're fighting each other during an election, you're going to get your ass kicked. You just are. You like the middle of the people, they're going to pick the party that loves each other, that says we're great. We're together. We're one. We're fucking working together. We got the greatest candidate with the greatest policies, with the greatest platform. We're winning this shit. Come with us. Come with us. Okay? That's how it works. And that is a factor. That is a very big factor. Vibes are everything in the election. Okay? It sucks. Dude, I mean, I wish it wouldn't fucking be that way. I wish everybody was educated and it was about policy, but it's not. It's not. It is for some people, but mostly it's just vibes, right? It fucking sucks. You know what I'm saying? And like the thing is DSA takes a lot of promise. But how do you help the DSA? How you help the DSA is by winning. Okay? Like Zoran Mamdani is helping the DSA because he's gonna win the mayor of New York, right? If you live in fucking Monroe, Louisiana, become DSA and win the mayor in Monroe. And that'll help the DSA. You know what I'm saying? Working Families Party, let's go. Dude, there you go. I love that. I love that, Groove Dragon. Yeah, isn't the Working Families, that's the one from Ken Martin, isn't it, in Minnesota? Isn't he Working Families Party? I think he is. I think Ken Martin was Working Families, if I remember it. But it's like, you know, I mean, dude, vibes are very important. Right? Dude, Fairbanks. Yeah, man. Dude, Fairbanks, Alaska. Look at this shit, bro. This shit is crazy, dude. And this is not defeatist, guys. This is, the thing is the thing I want to point out is what I'm telling you is not being defeatist. It's playing smart politics. Because politics is a thing, guys. Okay? It's like, if you don't win, you have nothing in politics. That's the thing. If you don't win, you are nothing in politics. You need to win. So like the important thing is there's integrity, which is very important to be a good leader. There's good leadership, there's good policy, but if you don't win, you have none of that. You know what I'm saying? There is a fucking methodology to winning, right? You know what I'm saying? You gotta fucking, you gotta win. But look at this. Right here, Alaskan Democrat, Mindy O'Neill. She won the mayor's race in Fairbanks. First time in 12 years, guys. Okay, this is big. This is local. This is not people on Twitter. This is people in Fairbanks, Alaska, a very red place that won in a Democratic Party with a 30% approval rating, right? You know what I'm saying? And they won, right? Because the Democrats are not dead. They're not, you know, but we're going to change them by winning, okay? We're going to change them by winning. That's how we change. You change them by winning. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to win. It's very important. It's like baseball, okay? If you want to fucking get to the World Series, you will not get to the World Series if you don't win, all right? You can complain about the bracket and the process and who's spending more money and who got the best players and who got the good calls, but none of that matters. What matters is you got to show up, you got to create the vibes, and you got to get the dub. And then you get the dub, and then you move on, right? And it's the same with politics, right? You know what I'm saying? Dude, local elections are really important. I mean, to be honest with you guys, if I were to look at the fucked up shit that we got, right? If I were to look at what really has fucked us over, is the fact that after Clinton, the Democrats became concerned with national politics and the Republicans went local. They won a whole bunch of local houses, state houses, and then they gerrymandered the shit out of the state. And then they made it so they had like super majority control over state legislatures. And that's why they fucking Trump. That's how Trump happened. It wasn't because of Obama. It wasn't because of Hillary. It was because of 20 years of Republicans winning locally. So they had already created this general idea of like Republican local government. And then the Republicans blamed everything bad on the national Democratic policies. And then they swooped in there, which is why I encourage you, if you're a DSA, like win an election, even if it's a county commissioner, city council membership, whatever, city council seat. If you are DSA, win a fucking election. That will be the best thing you can do to help the DSA is win. You know, win local. Yeah, did you put the link in the Discord? Dude, I'm in her dance though now. I gotta go. I will have to look at Candace Owens tomorrow because I do have to dance. Right? Dude, let's go. And again though, I fucking Kamala Harris did what she thought she had to do. All right. And she fucking, it's hard. It's hard, man. It's hard. I mean, you're going to see, guys. You're going to see in 2028. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see in 2028, in all likelihood, we'll see what happens, but I'll make a prediction right now. I will say that in all likelihood, what's going to happen is we are going to end up with a candidate that we don't love, that's not quite as left as we want them to be, and they're going to say some middle-of-the-road shit. Okay, there's a very good chance in America, my experience has been usually it's the middle-of-the-road dumbass motherfucker. But again, guys, my personal thing is I don't think the president is that important. My take, I'll give you my last take, guys, on national politics is this. Progressive Congress. And yeah, dude, 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗃 did not flip her district. No, she familyed that. You want a progressive Congress to make the laws, and then you want a ruthless president who will fucking fight for Congress to fucking do their shit and won't veto it. That's what you want. You want somebody who is ruthless fighter and can take the heat and can escape the culpability. Somebody who can get out of, everybody's upset, but he's going to go out there and charm. You want the ruthless charmer as a president who's on your side, and then you want a progressive Congress. So the progressive Congress makes the law. If the people get mad, the president goes out there and fucking smooths it over and takes the hit and spins it around. But when the big decisions had to be made and you have to do some shit that's going to make everyone mad, you got a president with the balls to do it, and he does it, and the Congress and the president stick together. That's the best combo for getting legislation and effectively changing things, okay? That's a good combo. But it really is Congress that needs to be progressive. The president doesn't. You know what I'm saying? The president doesn't need to be that progressive. He just needs to not veto, you know? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, Moonchild, I know what you're saying is we have had a problem with Democrats, like same shit in New York, you know, thinking about funding the opposition to fucking sink the progressive. There is a battle with the Democrats and the progressives, but here's my thing is though, is I think you can still win, right? You just can't let that get you down. You got to understand that is just the institutional part of party politics, that if you are threatening the party in power, the leadership in power, they're going to try to rat fuck you. They're going to like try to fucking screw you over. And so part of changing the party is having to deal with that. It sucks. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And but Moonchild, you can't say Bernie won the primary hands down because, in your state, but he lost in the South, right? Bernie lost the South. That's what cost him 2016. If Bernie had won Mississippi and Georgia and Alabama and Arkansas and South Carolina and all that, if Bernie had won that, he would have won the presidency. But you can't win the Democratic presidency without winning the South, which means you have to win the Southern black folks, those older black folks that are institutionally love the mainstream Democratic Party because of the Civil Rights Act. And that's what's really hard. That's what fucked Bernie is he couldn't win those older black voters. I don't know why, and sure, the DNC did a little fuckery on Bernie, but the superdelegates have always been a part of the DNC. Bernie knew they existed when he fucking ran. That was not a surprise. The superdelegates have always been a part of the Democratic Party. I mean, everybody who's been a Democrat, we know, okay? And yeah, Clyburn went in for Biden, and a lot of those old black voters went in, they go straight party line, So my thing is, you ready? Let me give you a scenario, guys. You ready? Watch this, okay? Check this out. So Bernie loses to Hillary. Okay, Bernie, just watch. Listen to me. Bernie loses to Hillary. Then what Bernie does is he officially becomes a Democrat immediately after the loss. He says, you know what? I am no longer an independent. I am going full in as a Democrat. I'm taking the D from here on out. I am integrating to the Democratic Party because I want to change this party. Then Bernie goes with a full PR campaign to be Hillary's vice president. And he goes out of his way to commune with Hillary's party and tries to get in as the VP. If he did that, maybe she takes him on and he wins. But even if she doesn't, she loses to Trump. Bernie gets involved with the Democratic politics and he stops fighting them and he integrates himself to that party and he goes after the Clyburn vote and he goes and starts speaking to those older black voters in the South. He takes extra trips there. And he goes and gets involved with the HCBUs and all that shit during Trump's presidency, specifically reaching out to that community with his populism. In 2020, Bernie beats Biden. I'm telling you, I bet Bernie would have beaten Biden if he did that for 4 years, but he didn't. What happened was the Bernie bros were like the Democrats, cheated, they fucked Bernie. There was all of a sudden election cheating, the sore spot. Then he became the rebellious stepchild. I told you so, right? I'm just saying, if Bernie had played it like me, like a politician, he wins in fucking 2020, boss. Okay? That's my thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I think he wins, and now I do need you to understand though, the thing here that I like Bernie, and I like Hassan, and I like Mike from PA, okay? I like them. I like Hassan, dude. His voice is a lot of sway. It is, dude. Huge voice, very passionate guy, very much believes in fucking his shit. Mike from PA, also very smart. He didn't win his election when he ran, okay? But he at least ran, right? I respect the hell out of that because he's had his foot on the ground. I would like to see Hassan run for Congress. That's what I want. I want Hassan Piker to run for Congress as a socialist and fucking win, bro. Goddamn, that would be good, right? That would be amazing if Hassan ran as a fucking socialist, okay, or DSA or whatever, and won, got into Congress. Oh, dude, I would love to see that. He's not going to do it, though. But, oh, dude, I would love that. I think he could. Dude, Kyle Kalinske, I think he could run. Maybe you're going to see me run. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. But I love those guys, okay? I don't want you to think I don't like them. I just operate differently. That just so you know, during the election, after we have a primary, I'm going all in, no judgment, backing our candidate. And I don't care what they fucking say, okay? I don't care if they say fucking shit that makes my skin crawl. I'm going to get them into office. And once I get them in there, I will bust their balls over all the shit I am mad about. That's how I roll because I'm about winning, okay? My thoughts on Katie Porter, I will say this real quick. I have 2 minutes and then I got to go. All right, here's my thoughts on Katie Porter. I loved Katie Porter in the House. I did. She was good. She was quirky. She had her whiteboard. She was killing it on TikTok. I thought she was great. My thoughts on Katie Porter was I think she ended her career running for Senate against Adam Schiff. I don't know why she made that decision. That was Adam Schiff's seat. We knew he was going to win. We knew he was going to take it. I don't know why she ran against him. She should have waited and stayed in Congress and built her mojo, continued building, continued doing that whiteboard, become a household name, build that shit. And then after Adam Schiff, she should have become Adam Schiff's ally, right? After he won that Senate seat and become a part of his thing and become the heir apparent to it, because there is a pecking order, right? But she didn't have the goods to beat him. So I don't know why she ran. I think she started believing her hype. She started thinking because of the whiteboard TikTok shit that she was like bigger than Adam Schiff. And I think that fucked her head up a little bit. Okay. I think it did. I think she got a little egoed. And now I haven't seen the interview. I've just seen some clips of it. I do want to watch that interview. I know she's running for governor, but I have seen some bits and pieces that lead me to believe that she started believing her own hype in the House and started getting a very unrealistic idea of how big she was. And that made her think that she was entitled. And I think she may have fucked up her career, right? Because like there's a way you politic. Like you don't you don't go up against the big name in the party unless you either unless you got their approval to be taking them on, or you absolutely think you can topple them because they're not like popular. Like what with AOC did. No, I'm talking about Katie Porter. What AOC did was she toppled an old guy that didn't have a fucking, he didn't have a lot of support. Okay. AOC went in with a very entrenched old guy that had no support. But dude, Adam Schiff, right? Adam Schiff had a lot of support, right? Katie Porter was never going to win that race. Like that race was over before it started. And so what she did was she essentially like ended her chance at being in Congress to continue building her rep and her notoriety, which was working. Like it was working, man. She was blowing up, dude. And she gave that up to try and challenge a guy that there was no fucking way she was going to beat him. And in the end, she probably lost all of her allies because no one's going to fucking back Katie Porter and put their neck on the line against Adam Schiff. That's suicide if you're a politician, right? There's no way. He was like the forefront of like taking on Trump, and Trump hates him, which is like a big headline. He's a thorn. Him winning means Trump's mad all the time and flustered. Like, that was just, you know what I'm saying? Right? If a dude went against Nancy Pelosi, see, now the thing is like, I feel like Nancy Pelosi is one of those that could be beaten. She's vulnerable, right? Nancy Pelosi is now because she's too old and she's, the stock thing. I think Nancy is enough over the hill that maybe she could be toppled. But 8 years ago, like you wouldn't run against Nancy. No, your Democratic career would be over. Because see, that's just it, guys, that you don't realize when you look at like a Nancy Pelosi, you look at like an Adam Schiff, those guys that are entrenched, okay? You have to be very careful with who you piss off and with if you don't have the notoriety to back it up. Because they can end your career, right? It is a thing. And I know that Katie Porter is running for governor. I know she is running for governor, but the problem is here's the problem, is she's running for governor, but the thing that's hard is her, right? And dude, she has the right to run, right? And this isn't even about Katie Porter. It's not about Katie Porter specifically. She has the right to run, but she ran with a fundamental misunderstanding of the way California politics worked. Okay, that was my thing. Like, she has a right to run, but if you run against one of the biggest names in a state that is fully entrenched in the machine, you're gonna lose unless you're a huge fucking name and you have the ammunition to be able to beat them. And so you have to beat them or you're gonna end your career. So my thing was, I think Katie Porter should have waited like 6 years or 12 years, right? And then run. She should have done that House thing. She didn't have enough time and notoriety in the House, right? That's my thing, is like there is a pecking order to politics that whether you like it or not, you know, like could Jon Stewart have run in that Senate race and beat Adam Schiff? Probably. Was Katie Porter going to beat Adam Schiff? She wasn't, right? That was the thing. Like, I knew she was going to get no support. Now, here's the problem. You ready, guys? Here's the problem is this, is right now, Katie is running for governor, but the problem is this, is if Katie Porter had not run against Adam Schiff, but had stayed in the House and had continued building her thing in the House and had become part of Gavin Newsom's moving to be in the presidency, maybe Katie Porter runs and fucking actually gets the support of Gavin Newsom's people and wins the governorship. But here's the problem now, is Katie Porter ran against Adam Schiff. She lost her House seat. Everybody in the fucking entrenched Democrat world is mad at her because she ran when they knew she wasn't going to win, and she just was a fucking, like a fly buzzing around the thing. So now I don't think any of the people whose support she needs for that governorship are going to support her. So now she may be fucked, right? Like, we may be seeing her all stressed out because she's not going to get any of that support. And that's the thing. Like I think her run against Adam Schiff was ill-timed. I understand her wanting to do it, but I think she did it at the wrong time. And she did it at a time that may have fucked up her career, right? Because she had this good thing going. She really did. But I think she needed that good thing to be way bigger, okay? Because Katie Porter, right? You know, she has some things that work against her a little bit politically, okay? Especially in fucking California, you know, because she's really, really smart and she was really quirky with the whiteboard, but she was like a fucking, you know, interview killer. Same as Kamala Harris, interview killer, right? Kamala Harris had that thing great in the Senate hearings, right? Oh, I'm going to fuck you up. And Katie Porter had that thing. But when you're running for a national office, you know, how you look, how young you are, whether you're blonde or brunette or what ethnicity and how you display it, all of that shit is really, really important. Okay. Adam Schiff has that, you know, that like elite lawyer kind of sort of debonair sort of air. And she was running against him. And she's like, you know, I don't know. She's more of like a suburban mom kind of vibe. Okay. Right. Not a white dude. Yes, I know. But the thing is like, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't think she really had a powerhouse definition of like who she was and how she was, right? She was living off that whiteboard. And I think politics is really hard. You have to, like, you know, Katie Porter, like, you know, not being a blonde, long blonde haired white woman has a fucking a hill to climb. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I know it sucks. I'm not agreeing with it, right? But she doesn't look the part. Her brain is the part, but she doesn't look some of the part of like the senator. And that was a challenge too, because I don't think she conquered that. Like you have to conquer that, right? Like if you're going to run for senator, no matter who you are, you have to know like how you're perceived, how people look at you and think of you. And you have to find a way to map that out so it intersects with everybody to where you become a statewide fucking entity. Okay? It's very hard to do that. That's why a lot of people don't win statewide things, right? Because you have to sort of package your thing. And you then have to create a character that packages, that fits that packaging. You know, I know the lookism, it's terrible. There's misogyny, and it goes even beyond the misogyny, Elle, because it's like after you get the misogyny of like the male shit, then you have to look at the woman. Is she a skinny, tall blonde, right? A skinny, white blonde woman is going to do way better than the election than a medium weight, short brunette woman, right? So the medium weight, short brunette woman has to develop a thing that can compete with the skinny white blonde fucking bullshit. And you have to take that into account because elections are not won on simply our policy. I wish they were, right? They're won on a lot of other bullshit, you know? And so that's the thing that's really fucking, that's really hard. There were a couple of those things that she did not figure out, right? She didn't. And I wanted her so badly to not run against Adam Schiff. I wanted her to stay in the House. You know what I'm saying? I wanted her to stay in the House because she had a thing that was working, man. And I knew she was going to lose that Senate race. And I knew she was going to piss off every important Democrat that would have helped her politically down the road. And now she's on an island, right? Now she's on an island that, you know, my advice to Katie Porter, we'll see what happens. But so my advice to Katie Porter is if she loses the governorship, what she needs to do is she needs to go back to her roots. She needs to go like DSA or something like that, working family. She needs to go like to a straight progressive party. And then she has to go local, all the way down to a local weight race she can win. And she has to go back to her social media, killing it. And she has to build that national rep again from the ground up, right? Winning some type of race that's more around her progressive thing. And then maybe build up as a progressive from the foundational way up until some of those higher up Democrats have moved further down the trough. And then because like right now, I don't think any of the big Dems are going to support her because she ran against Adam Schiff too soon. That's a thing. That's my take on it. Is running against Adam Schiff made it so nobody's going to help her now. You know what I'm saying? And now what's happening? Now they're asking her tough questions. She's getting frazzled. She's taking off the mic. She's looking entitled. And that may also be the result of her challenging Adam Schiff. Everyone's now going to come down hard on her. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, she's going to get rolled, dude. But I mean, lessons learned, right? Because politics, it's a system, kind of taking this personal. You were Jedi for women in SLC, asking those white Republicans to create key policies for working families, and now here we are. Yeah, no, you were way before Occupy Wall Street. No, I get that, Elle. The U.S. is not learning. Yeah, well, the U.S. is slow to learn, Elle. You're not wrong, right? Dude, and again though, I like Katie Porter, but it was not, see, my thing is, man, if it had not been Adam Schiff, okay, if anybody who was not fucking known, if that Senate race had been anybody but fucking Adam Schiff, if it had been anyone else, any Democrat in California, Ro Khanna, anybody, dude, you could pick any fucking Dem in California from the House. If it was one of them running, and she had run, it would have been fine. But her running against Adam Schiff in that race was kind of political suicide. And it broke my heart to see her do that because I was like, fuck, bro. I don't think she's going to have a career after this, right? That's how I saw it. You know what I'm saying? Dude, did Mike really help Project Veritas? Dude, no, put links to that in the Discord. But, you know, we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen with the governorship race, but I know that she probably doesn't have a lot of power people that are going to back her because of that run against Adam Schiff. So she may not get any support. You know what I'm saying? Why can't people just say, nice try, girl, not your time? Yeah, well, so I think the thing about that, Elle, is because, like, here's the thing about it. And I'm not saying this is right, because it's not, and it's not good, but there's a pecking order, guys, okay? There is a pecking order that exists in the hierarchy of these, you know, like big Democratic establishment situations, okay? You know what I mean? It was the reason why Gavin Newsom, you ready? You ready? Let me show you. When everybody went around to Gavin Newsom and said, Joe Biden's too old, do you think he should step down? Gavin Newsom never, ever, ever said Joe Biden should step down. He was like, Joe Biden's my guy. What are you talking about? Until Joe Biden said he's stepping down, then Gavin Newsom was, what a noble move by Joe Biden. You know why? Because there's a motherfucking pecking order. If Gavin Newsom had been the anti-Joe Biden campaign, he would have had no shot. He would have been done after California. Politics, game over. Okay? Because there's a fucking pecking order. Okay? And you have to respect it. If that means you don't get to run for 4 more years, you don't get to run for 4 more years, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know it sucks. It's unfair, but the reality is there's a power structure that right now has to be respected because the power structure exists. You have to be aware of it, and you have to know how to work it to get you where you need to go. And my great example is AOC, because AOC knows she has her district. She knows she's with Bernie. She knows she has her thing, but she also knows who has the power in the power structure, and she knows how to not fuck those people off, okay, in order to elevate her star. And that's really fucking important, okay? Katie Porter didn't have that. She didn't do that. AOC would not, if AOC had been Katie Porter, she would not have run against Adam Schiff in that election because she knows it wasn't her time. Okay, it's got to be your time, guys. I know this is crazy. It's like, and it sucks. But now, if you're big enough and you are so big that you can go in and actually bowl them over and you can win, then it's your time. You can storm in, be the guy, fuck you, I'm coming in, I'm taking over. That absolutely happens. Okay, AOC did that to an entrenched guy who had no allies. But that was the key. AOC's guy didn't have the allies. He was politically out. He was just taking up space. Okay? You know, that's why, you know, AOC, if she's going to run for Senate, she won't challenge Schumer until it's her time. Okay? That's the thing. She won't challenge him either until it's her time or until there's enough political clout against him that she knows she'll get backing from some people, or some people won't bury her for it because the power structure has decided it's okay if Schumer gets toppled. Okay. And yes, Obama did that, you know, and Obama did that, but they attached Biden to Obama to help him do that. Biden was a strategic attachment to Obama because Biden was the guy. Okay. Biden was like, dude, he was the fucking guy, man. He was like one of the guys in Washington. Okay. There's a reason why Biden became Obama's VP. Okay. That gave Obama like toppling power. Okay. Biden had a lot of fucking power in that city. Okay. He was very, very entrenched on all sides, every side of the aisle. And that shit is important. That's one of the things that we forget about with politics is that it's like, it may not be fair. It may not be right. We wish it didn't need to be that way, but it does exist that way. And so You got to place enough inside the rules to be able to get that win, right? But I will tell you this, though. Like, running for a major office before you get the go-ahead to do it is, like, very, very dangerous. And you have to have some kind of allyship that will back you, right? If everybody in above you is in the camp of the other person, it ain't your time. And you have to respect that, or you could end your career, you know? You know what I mean? Dude, Clarence Thomas, dude, fuck me. All right, but I'm going to go dance now. That's my little take on it. You know, that's my take on but I look at politics from an idea of, like, you respect the existing power structure, you get your hands on some of the levers, and then once you have your hands on the levers, you fucking move. Goes to the whole argument of how hard it is to get anointed. Oh, absolutely, El. I mean, you're seeing it. You're seeing it with Zoran Mamdani. But if Mamdani wins, okay, oh, dude, he got Hochul, right? He got Hochul, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's like, oh, Hakeem Jeffries isn't supporting Zoran, but dude, he got Hochul, bro. Like, Zoran is good, bro. Once he got Hochul, now he's kind of in. Dude, and so he's going to respect Hochul's place, and she's going to bring him in, and then once he gets in there, more shit's going to happen. But dude, Zoran, he was going to get one of them, right? He was open to everybody. He's open to whoever's support, right? But he's, you know, man, it is a game, guys, you know? And so I hope that helps you guys. That's just like the thing. This is why I talk about, like, the politics of our families or the politics of our workplace. I've told you this before about how I went into Jerry's Deli and I saw that it was family owned. And then I figured out which member of that family liked me and who were his guys. And then, oh, there's an assistant manager who's really close with his guys. So then that assistant manager loving me and being one of my guys got me in with his guys. And then pretty soon I'm in with one of the owners, right? But I didn't go in there and just shuck and jive and walk in like I own the place. I walked in and observed the power structure. I observed who, from the DM to the manager to the assistant manager. It turned out that one of the most powerful people in my restaurant was an assistant manager who worked 20 hours a week. So I became her ally instead of the manager of the restaurant. And then by becoming her ally, pretty soon I had more power than the manager did, because now I was in with the regional manager who was in with the owner. And then pretty soon when the owners saw me, like, wearing my nose ring and the colored hair, I was in the structure. I had negotiating power, right? Because I obeyed the power structure, right? And that's kind of like like is about, like, recognizing the power structure, then integrating with it and like working it in a way, you know, because it's not who you know, it's not who has the title, it's who has the power, right? That's what it is. It's who has the power. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you ready for a classic example, if you wanted to look at Obama and Joe Biden was the vice president, and Joe Biden didn't do a lot of shit, and everyone's like, why was Obama a little bit more right-wing than we thought he was going to be? You know why? Because I think Joe Biden had more power in Washington than Obama did. So Obama couldn't get in there and go rogue because Joe Biden was attached to that power structure with Nancy Pelosi and some of these other people. And Obama had to, like, kind of go along, I think, a little bit. I think he had to go along. Joe Biden couldn't be president, but Obama was reined in by some of those other really big power players, you know? And then eventually Obama became kind of a power himself. But you know, the person at the top isn't always the person with the most power, right? You know, and I mean, that's like, you know, and, you know, Obama also, yes, he was a black man, so he had a whole other, like, things that were fucking hard for him. But I encourage you guys to remember that it is about power, right? That's what politics is. It's a game of power. It's not a game of policy, you know? You know what I mean? You know, it is like, that's what's hard. But all right, I'm going to go make videos, guys. I went a little bit longer, but I feel like we did have a good discussion about this. All right. But now we got a dance party. Let's get ready for this. All right. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Fight the power. Let's go. Fight the power. But you got to fight the power smart, though. You know what I'm saying? Trump goes to Walter Reed. Dude, fuck Trump, bro. Fucking beat that dumbass's ass, bro. We're going to kick the shit out of him, bro. You guys ready to dance? Dude, should I go back and fucking, right? Should I go back and unhide that guy who got hidden? Right? Is there like a mod view on fucking, there is, right? Hold on one sec. Because I fucking hastily hit a guy. Right? I hit a viewer. Dude, is there a mod view somewhere? On fucking YouTube? You know? Because I want to find the guy I hid and I want to like not hide him. Right? Do I know? Is there a way to do that? Does anyone know from like YouTube who's been a moderator? Like I hid that guy earlier when the guy came in and I felt like he was trolling. Yeah, that gay frog guy. Right? I feel like I want to unhide him and be fair. But I don't know. I'll check that link. I'm not going to check it like right now. I'll look at it tonight. Oh, you know what? I actually went to his channel. So I do know his handle. No, I know how to find him because I did go to his channel. Wait, let me see if I can go up and find him. Sometimes I fucking lash out pretty quick. He's not the Antifa frog. He's not. All right, I'll figure it out. But now we're going to dance. All right? Let's go. Yeah, no, put the fucking... Ah! Dude. Frog blocked. You guys ready? Dude, we never got to the Candace Owens thing. I'm so bummed, dude. I do that a lot where I don't get to the thing. My apologies to everyone. Sometimes I don't get to the shit and then I have to go change the fucking thumbnail. All right, you ready? Let's go, baby. Let's get into it. Come on. Let's go.
Got a lot of choices. I got a lot of ways that I can go. I hear a lot of voices. They have a lot to say, but I've known. Been here before. Yeah, I do recognize the title. There's marble floor, and I don't need my eyes to see what lies behind that wooden door. A little deja vu, I'm gonna get it right. A little time with you, and I can see it like things will turn out okay. Everything lately, I'm feeling so familiar. Coming on greatly, it's feeling like a million. I've been here before, yeah, I do recognize the title. This marble floor, and I don't need my eyes to see what lies behind that wooden door. A little deja vu, I'm gonna get it right. A little time with you, and I can see it like. A little deja vu, I'm gonna get it right. A little time with you, and I can see it like things will turn out okay.
Let's go.
Coming up slowly.
Come on, baby.
This feeling that I have now, almost a bit holy. Notion that I will make it out somehow. A little deja vu, I'm gonna get it right. A little time with you, and I can see it like. A little deja vu, I'm gonna get it right. A little time with you, and I can see it like things will turn out alright this time. I know.
Let's go. Oh, yeah, baby. Woo. All right. Ooh, that was a rush, baby. Thank you guys for hanging out. Another great stream.
I just wanna change the world.
Dude,
I just want
I am
the
winded.
perfect
I'm gonna go make
girl.
some videos. All
I
right,
don't wanna
appreciate you
hang
guys.
around, I'd rather be found. It
Gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I'll see you guys tomorrow, baby. Take care of your head. All right, we love you. And be good to yourselves. Thank you. Good night.
I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Why don't you say that's it at your fingertips? Wanna kiss those lips? You cannot behave like that. Is that a fact? Well, mine's real stiff, 'cause I feel all washed upside down and out of place, unerasing every social grace I lack, like a heart attack. You can have it back. Goodbye, my love, without a trace. Why don't you lose your grip on